We are live. Welcome, everybody. We are live, episode 64, featuring Lorna Davila. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing the name right because that's the worst person in pronouncing names. So,
I think you got it right.
okay, perfect. And then we got our beautiful co-host making her torn appearance. Is it a torn
Yeah,
appearance?
yeah, I think
You
so.
know,
For Women's History Month, shout out,
Women's
yeah.
History
What up?
Month.
What up?
Yeah, big up to everybody. So, Karen, like myself, Tegan, and Pang, we always appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule,
Yeah, no
coming on
problem.
and helping us out with Women's Month and everything. So,
You know, I got y'all.
appreciate it. So, how you doing? How's everything? How your week going? Kind
Oh
of
God.
fill us in about the whole basketball and stuff like that, the
Yeah.
tournament.
So it's been a week and a half already. Our women's basketball team won their conference tournament on Sunday, which is why I couldn't be on Sunday. And then they are out in San Antonio right now. They're scheduled to play the University of Texas on Monday at 7 Central, so 8 Eastern. We got an 11th seed, which was a big deal, and playing number 6 Texas. So yeah, it's been pretty busy. We have volleyball over the weekend. It's just been a whole lot. We got softball coming up, so been really busy, but it's good problems to have. So definitely tired, but fine, and definitely glad to be here.
That is good problems to have. That's definitely good
Yeah.
problems to have. So, how did Peoria embrace the women representing,
Yeah,
Brandon University?
so they were super excited, but we out with COVID going on, we had to have the welcome back party be fanless. So basically only athletic staff showed up. So some other teams came, but we had to spread everybody out. But the girls weren't expecting it. So when they walked into the arena, and I was in there playing music, and the other coaches and players were like cheering for them. It was really cool. But on social media, the fans have been embracing it. The news outlets have been following. So it's the first time in program history that the women have won the conference and made it to the NCAA tournament. So they're making
Wow,
history during Women's History Month. It's kind of cool.
that's good. That's good. So definitely congratulations to you and congratulations to the whole Bradley and everybody.
Thanks.
So that's big.
Yeah.
That's big. Hail up, Philip. Hail up to everybody. Good evening, everybody. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Supporting Lorna and her episode. So I appreciate everybody tuning in and always supporting and stuff. So I'll get right into the shout outs and everything. And then we touch up on last episode, which was an amazing episode. And then we'll definitely get our featured guests on. So big up, shout out. Let's start off wrong. This is not good.
You got it.
So,
You got it.
this is all the local people, doing the business thing from the Virgin Islands. And we just like to highlight and show our appreciation and big them up. So, the viewers could go out and, support them and stuff if they see anything that they like. So we got the legends340.com, legends340.com. We got Savory Eats LLC. We got meltedpotcookingclass.com, Melted Pot Cooking Class, and that's our Instagram. We got Sebone Caribbean Restaurant. We got Next Level Up Printing. We got Calypso Clothing LLC, and the website is calypsoclothing.com. And this is one of Calypso Clothing shirt right here.
Nice.
340, everything. So a pretty cool shot. We got Hungry Hearts Hustle Apparel.com. Also follow on Instagram, Hungry Hearts Hustle. And we also got Island Time Grill.com, the website. We got Coach Tegan and his workout videos. We got Caribbean Girls Rock.com. Also follow on Facebook, Caribbean Girls Rock. Also on Instagram, the official Caribbean Girls Rock IG. Also, we got Melted by Croys.com. Also follow on Facebook, Melted by Croy. And also on Instagram, Melted by Croy as well, too. We got Rico Canario. His website is www.lulu.com. We got Midnight Entertainment. Follow on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok at The Real Midnight. Also on Facebook, Real Midnight ENT. We got also on Facebook, follow on Facebook, City of Refuge Worship Center. They live stream every Sunday at 10 a.m. We got The Good Life Apparel. We got AM Credit Repair LLC. Follow on Facebook, Livewire Sports. Follow on Facebook, C Boogie Talks. His podcast live every Thursdays, 9 p.m. He's back this Thursday, 9 p.m. So you guys definitely check out Christopher Henry. Check out his Facebook. You guys definitely support. We got The Brand LLC. And also the website is www.brandnewhomes.com. So you guys definitely check out the brand family. You guys check it out as well too. And we have his mom as a featured guest today. We also got On the Edge Performance LLC. We got follow on Instagram, also on Facebook at Dexter Sinister Exclusive. His clothing line is unapologetic, so make sure you guys check that out. We got Apollo Legion. We got Paris Enterprise, Right Way Service Station. We got Bubbles Promotion. We got Larisha Star Brown and her Stars Eat and Treats as well too. She usually have food sale outside the Orlando area. Also, last but not least, don't forget the Elite Podcast YouTube channel at v.i.legends. So make sure you guys definitely support. Hope everybody doing well. So our previous guest, we had Chanel Lean, which was an amazing episode.
Yeah, I got to watch some of it, so what I saw was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was very informative. Her being a nurse practitioner, being involved in the medical, field. Was kind of in the, not in the front lines, but able to see and hear and see the results of some of the COVID-19 and some of the families, going through what they went through and stuff like that. So for her to give her best answers to some of the tough questions that was asked was pretty amazing. You definitely could have see the pain in her eyes and just in the body language, just witnessing so many families affected by by the disease and stuff. So it was good to hear her story about her transition from some of the different colleges, ending up at Bethune-Cookman, and then getting her master's. It was at USF, if I'm not mistaken, her master's. Or is
so.
Or it might be a different way.
Something
to do with college. The extension. I'm not the best in school, so I didn't make it that far. I went to a 4-year school, but I didn't get to
You graduated. No, you graduated, so you good.
Yeah, I graduated, but she had to go school extra for
that.
She went to USF, so big up to her. I forgot to plug her husband.
Wayne.
His business Wayne is I forget the name. I can't even pronounce the name properly, but I'll definitely get that together. So I apologize for that, but great episode. You guys could definitely check it out on YouTube. On our YouTube channel. But Lorna is having some technical difficulties as we speak, so we'll continue the show, and we'll blabber around and talk nonsense until she's good and everything. But
no, that's fine. So go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So I was watching for a while because we had just finished volleyball and we were waiting to see if women's basketball was going to win the tournament so we could, know if we were going to have this thing or not. And volleyball came up on the episode, and I think it was Carrie Ann had talked about the shorts, and we had just finished volleyball, and we were playing Loyola Chicago, and there was a girl who played in full tights, like down her ankle. I was like, see, if they could play in tights, well, we need the little booty shorts for her. But, apparently they're functional.
Yeah, that's true.
But she played and she didn't seem hindered by them. So I was like, they could wear long tights. But, it was just funny that the conversation came up right after I had seen it in the match. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I want to say maybe it's more of a comfort thing. It gotta be.
I think they get accustomed to it because they do it, from small, I guess, now. So you grow up and you go through the process of wearing it. So by the time you get to college, you just do what you've been doing. But, whatever works. I don't have to deal with it, so it's not my issue.
Yeah, that's true. Because those tights, like for baseball, I used to wear those when it was cold. It was the different.
Right.
I mean, it's tight still, but it was like a thermal,
Right.
They felt pretty comfortable and stuff. You just kind of, like you say,
you get accustomed
to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have Lorna back. So
okay.
I don't. We gonna bring you in and then you just let us know. So the podcast is, we not that professional. We not on TV one yet. We waiting on Ginito to offer us that contract. We not on BT, MTV, none of them yet. So we waiting TNT. Everybody, we waiting on ABC, NBC,
All the
Fox.
letters.
Yeah, Channel 8 News, everybody, we waiting, so we here. So, Karen, you could go ahead, you could go ahead and do that introduction. First class Bradley introduction.
Oh Lord. All right, y'all. So tonight we have a guest who is from the West, where the best people come from. No shade or anything, but we do best in the West.
Yeah.
She is a military member serving in the Army, and it's coming with a whole lot of history. I'm looking forward to hearing this story because just getting to talk to her for the few minutes beforehand, she is full of history, and I'm ready to hear it. She was a part of the first basketball team at Arthur Richards, and she played with Reds for Genix. So I need to hear that story as soon as possible. Without any further ado, Miss Lorna Davila.
Hello.
Hey,
that was
how are you?
that was the best introduction so far. That was the best, honestly. It was perfect. Yeah.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
Yeah, so
glad to have you.
Start.
Well, how was your day? How's your week going? How are you?
Actually, it was kind of busy because we kind of transitioning. We got soldiers coming out on orders, soldiers leaving, so it was a little busy. The higher your rank is, the more responsibility that you have. So
no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
But I know you're doing it well.
For like 32 years.
So yes, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, almost as old as me.
Yeah, maybe gonna be 33 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's big time.
Yes.
There's a little echo coming back.
Yeah,
echo?
I'm getting an echo. Yeah.
I can't hear it. I don't know.
We had that last time.
Sign out and sign back in.
You want me to sign in?
Yeah.
You guys still hearing it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see.
Maybe her volume might be up a little high when we get into feedback from her speakers.
Yeah, I think it happened.
Because it was happening with Tegan that one time he was on.
Yeah.
We'll see.
The thing is because the room I'm in is big and I'm the only one in here. So is it real terrible or?
Usually I don't hear it.
Yeah, okay, I don't think I hear it. Yeah, we're good now.
You good?
Yeah, we good.
Think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Lorna, let's take us on this journey. So, tell us about Lorna,
Okay, like I told you guys, I'm a West girl. I'm a Davila. Come from the Davilas that played ball and remember you might be familiar with Risco. That's my uncle. Ramon, that's my uncle. Okay. Two of the best baseball players in the Virgin Islands. That was them. So I grew up around sports. Sports was a big thing in my family. I have a lot of family from Grove who played baseball, the Grovians, Vikings. So all those people, the Williams, that's my people.
Oh, nice. Yeah, big up to Dennis Brown, Mr. Villa, everybody.
Yes. Yeah. But anyway, I grew up in Safarelli. Up until 9th grade. I have four brothers. I'm the only girl. So, I was like a tomboy, right? I play marble.
Okay, yeah.
And all that type of stuff. So, I've been I could say I grew up in Safarelli when Safarelli was really Safarelli. It was about sports, where the original man them come out of. I don't know if you know any of the Sweeneys. I don't know if you know any of them. Well, if any of them, Wolf or Zorro, one of them guys, like we had the original man that were like David Sweeney, who used to win all the dunk contests. They used to play against brothers, which was out of Harrigan with Marlo and Ozzy and all them guys. Yeah, those were the original man them. That's when basketball was like off the chain. We couldn't wait for summer league and winter league and all that type stuff. BD League. See, I know what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, you know what you're talking about. Yeah, you dropping knowledge on us already. You dropping history
Yes.
on us.
But anyway, yeah, as I said, I grew up in Sufferelli. The oldest of four. Been a tomboy. Play basketball. I play with Reds. I wasn't the best of the best. I and I play right field. I used to pray the ball don't come to me. But I play with like Dara Lee and Mona Barnes. Who else was on our team? Sherry. Haywood. She was on the team at the time. And in those days we used to go to Sign Farm and play a lot of games, Sign Farm, Wim, and stuff like that. So, like I said, I wasn't the one you're gonna pick last.
Yeah, that's good. Once you don't get picked last.
But I did play basketball. I mean softball. Then I went to Arthur Richards, and I played basketball. Arthur Richards' first basketball team. Only Central High used to kill we. Oh my gosh, we used to play against Spidey. Them, you know what the score used to be like? 100 to like 5.
Jeez.
Oh wow.
Because we playing against Spidey, Bo's sister. What is this girl Nadine? I forget her last name and all them girls I went to play college ball. That's who we play against. Rita Joshua, who was my roommate in college, and she played for Baba Scotia. They used to kill we, but they used to remember the only team that used to kill us.
That wasn't fair. That was not fair.
No, it wasn't fair. You know, I played with like Pamela Brown, Matili Seeley, Muriel Hubbard, Connie Brown. I can't remember if Zoraida played for us. She played with us and then went to Central. I think she did. And then when she went to Central, she acted like she knew us and she dominated us. Well, we all went to school. We all went to school together. So when they left, this girl named Christina Darius and we used to dominate. If wasn't for Hurricane Hugo, my mother might have still had the trophy that I got when we got promoted to 10th grade. And it was a split because Christina came in kind of late, and she was good. So it was either she get MVP and I get what's the other one? It was MVP and something else, top scorer. I kind of had to like switch. If she didn't come in, I was getting the two of them, the two trophies. But she came in and I only thought it was fair that she got one. You know, she also went to the military too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna piggyback a little bit real quick. Now you said you played for Reds and you played for Genix. How was it like playing for Genix during them times?
The same way Genix used to go. Genix was a perfectionist. Genix throw ball hard to us till inside my hand red. Even though I didn't play a lot of time, I didn't want to go. But at that time, when I was growing up, you know, playing sports or doing something like that was something you wanted to do. You wanted to be involved in something, you know, because it really had a lot of girl scouts, you know. And then when you grow up with a lot of brothers and boys, you ain't want to really be in a girl scout. You want to be as, you know, kind of like rough. Yeah. So yeah, Genix used to try to ball hard. He used to kill us. And for me, if you know my son Devante, he's probably a little over 100. I've been a little over 100 most of my life. I mean, under 100, I could say, because I'm over 100 now, which I wish I could go back to that weight, but I was being skinny. So when he trying to ball hard to me and I go home, inside of my palm is red. But still, you don't quit, you know, because Genix was all about skill, mastering the skill.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So
yeah, everybody said the same thing.
Huh?
I said everybody said the same thing. Yeah. So
I played with like Dari was one of the best pitchers. That was my classmate, Darrell Barnes. God bless her grave. She passed last year. No, that was this year. But yeah, one of the best pitcher, Mona Barnes, and she was on here one time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you all had Sherry on here.
No, we Sherry confirmed she would be on, so we just
Sherry Simmons, you know, and ball, you know, playing some type of softball was like all we had because our parents play softball. Like, believe it or not, Safrali had a woman softball team back in the day.
Oh,
and they
Really?
were called bad hitters.
Bad
And they win
hitters?
3 4 feet game. I couldn't wait to set up because I remember
oh,
Three,
they
geez.
might
four
have
feet
won
game.
one that they actually played, but I don't think they win them more 3 games. Yeah, like
Oh
I like my
God.
mother, Sandra Haywood, Sunshine, all of them used to play. Suffer
Oh,
Valley
wow.
used to be a place to
Okay.
be
Wow.
back in the day. Yeah. We did a little bit of everything as a group, as a whole, like a
Oh,
family,
nice.
back in the day. Yeah. So I remember, them, my mother, them playing softball. You had Jenna Lee and her daughter, Genevieve and her daughter, you know, that play softball. So when you go growing up and you go and you see these women, just like men, you go to the boys them go and they see men play and so they want to take part. And it was the same way for me, personally for me, wanting to be a part of something because I was always active.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always active.
That's pretty
So
cool. So, which one did you start playing first, softball or basketball?
That's a good
actually
question.
softball. And
Okay.
then when I went to Arthur Richards, like ninth grade, then I got into the basketball and I played decent, good enough to get trophy. Like I said, with a toss. If it wasn't for Hugo, my mother might have still had the trophy. But and then
Yeah.
I went to the States for 10th grade and then I didn't play no sports at all. And then I just like give up on it. I only play with my kids them if we joking around or something like that. And that's about it. I just but I'm into it. I watch like the finals. Trust me, my kids them don't like to watch the finals with me because I'm in the game. I'm
You in the
sitting right
game.
in front of the TV and you'll think I'm sitting right there side.
So you
But I'm
talking, you
watching the game,
screaming and
everybody go
everything.
to a different room. Huh?
You talking and you screaming and everything.
Like they could hear me. Like they could hear me. Just the same like when I used to go to Kareem ain't said this, but when I used to go to Kareem game or Devante game, if they're doing something wrong, I used to be shouting, take him out.
Ah,
I calling us. Yeah, put me in this person because I don't really get into the game. Because Devante used to say, Mommy, don't come to game. And then he used to say, Mommy, come game. Then I said, Devante, what your coach name? I don't know.
he's smart. He's smart to
They
say
used
that.
to hate me too.
Oh,
Huh?
that's funny.
I say he's
Listen, when
smart
I
to say
go
he
to
didn't know
my
the
kids'
coach.
game and I'm watching the game, I'm in the game. I'm sitting right there and I'm in the game. Like I front seat. That's me. So they don't watch finals with me now. They go to a different room.
That's funny.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
Yeah, but we in Arthur Richards we went to St. Thomas to play Wayne Aspinall School. They beat us, but it was fun. My first experience of going someplace to play basketball, and we went to Country Day. Forgot the other public school that they had on St. Croix. Has Country Day and another one. What's the other private school on St.
Good
Croix?
Hope. They had Good Hope.
Good Hope.
Good Hope, Manor.
Yeah, Good
Okay.
Hope. Yeah, but like I said, only Central used to beat us. And then after that year, I get kind of like perceived. You're growing up now.
Yeah.
So, being living in Safarelli, they had Miss Walter M. Hodge, Miss Safarelli. I was the first and only. They never had another one.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
wow.
That's history. That's history right there.
That's
That's
history.
history, right?
Yeah, that
They
is
never
history.
had another one after that. I don't know why they didn't, but they never had another one. And then I went to the States, and then after that, I just like, I don't know. If you don't be to me, if you don't for me, if I don't be around something all the time, you kind of like lose it. You don't be interested. But I
Yeah,
will
that's
watch it. Like I'll watch baseball, but I don't watch it throughout the year. I'll watch it when it comes to the last, the championship games. Basketball is the same thing. And now since I moved to the States, I'm getting into football. So on
Mm.
Sundays, you ain't want to watch no game with me.
Oh
You want
God.
to watch
Oh gosh.
Oh, that's
Oh my
funny.
God. That's
so that
you don't play.
I gonna play, I gonna coach everything. I gonna encourage you. I gonna do every single thing. I have went to games when people say I like to sit next to you because I'm in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
funny.
So you finished school in the States?
No, I went for 10th grade and then I came back because my mother went to the military. So I went to live with my aunt in New York. She joined the National Guard. And then I came back in 11th and 12th grade and I graduated from Central High in 83. So.
Okay. So when you got back, you still didn't play any sports, didn't do anything?
No, I ain't playing no sports. No. That was it. But I attended the games though. I used to always enjoy going to the basketball games, the summer league, the winter leagues and stuff like that. And when I tell people, I've seen Tim Duncan play before he made the NBA because I've seen him play. When he played with the West team from East, they only use him for his height. And poor Timmy, I was cussing me out on his side because I was saying, "You big lazy." Tell me, somebody showing this. I'm sorry, but I used to be so into the game, and I like to see a good game. I don't like to see a blowout game.
Right.
Yeah, I like to see a good game.
We have a viewer question here. They said, ask her how did she feel being in the stands when her son was boxing?
Listen, I told Kareem, when he first tell me he was doing it, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I gonna feel about this, And I've watched a couple of movies with boxing and I see how the wife and stuff, and I'm like, and then I said, Kareem, do not put me close up. I don't want to be close up. But Kareem, to be honest, Kareem fight them used to go so fast. It's like 120, the fight done. Yeah. That was a good part for me. So when he used to fight for Guns and Hoses, his fight them used to go fast. Then this one time when he went I think it was like semi-pro and he had an ESPN boxing and Kareem put me close to the ring. I was so upset because to watch him get hit, even though he won the fight, I said, don't do that to me again. I don't know how Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray, how their wife could sit there and watch. It's a terrible feeling. I don't care what nobody. For me, it was to see your husband or your child getting hit, and you can't do anything. That's hard. Yeah. So I used to rather either look at it on TV or something like that, but I never used to like it at all. And I used to be mad at him. And then don't put me up close. Let me yell. And let me tell you, he could still hear me. He said, Mike, I hear you, because he used to be like, TT, boxing. That's me. And he could have still hear me, but I don't want to be up close because it's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Yeah, that's tough on a mother. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah. But like I said, thank God for him. His fight them used to go like 1-2, and his fight them done. Yeah. I've been to one fight where they call it like the other guy won. I think the unanimous decision. And with that fight, I told Kareem had beat that guy so bad, like over a minute, and the guy was good. So the guy did not. He didn't train. And Kareem beat him to the fact that he kind of staggered up. He was embarrassed. And he took a whole year to train. And I said, Kareem, if I were you, I wouldn't fight him again. Because you had nothing to prove. He had something to prove. He was, were boxing before, not you. And you beat him. And from going to that fight, I had a funny feeling in my stomach. And I said to myself, Kareem ain't gonna win this fight. I know that guy. And to me, Kareem didn't train as hard like he did. Because he figured to me like, I could beat him. I beat him so bad, but this is a firefighter. Firefighters have 8 days a week. He's training all them days because it was embarrassing for him. Because I think when Kareem knocked him out, his wife was there. She was hysterical. His brother, I think one of his brother was there. His brother wanted to fight too. Oh, what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, don't fight him again. You don't beat him. And I wasn't going to fight him again. So anyway, he did. And he did win. I would say he did win because he was quick. He was quick on Kareem. Couldn't see him coming. All I was saying, Kareem, don't let him knock you down. Don't let him knock you down. Stay on your feet. That's the only thing. My stomach was in knots. I was like, don't let him knock you down. Stay on your feet. But he didn't get knocked down, so I was good with that. I said, okay, he knocked you down, me care, because when you knock him down, you knock him out.
Right.
So yeah,
we have a viewer question here. How much they want to know how much fights did you miss?
for Kareem,
Yeah.
I think the first 2 or 1 I was overseas. I wasn't there for the very first one. I think the first one, yeah, the first one I wasn't there.
Okay.
The second one, I think I was there. That's when I told him not to fight that guy again. I think no. The guy didn't come back till after. I think I must. If I missed any fights, it been 2. I know one for sure was definitely I was overseas when he won. I mean, when he won the first fight, when he fought the first time. Yeah. But other than that, I was there. But I know. And then the last one he won, I had a dream about it, and I said, Kareem, you gonna beat that guy in a minute. Why tell him? I was a minute and seconds, but I told him the exact, and Kareem won it in the exact time that I said, because I dreamt and I saw it. The same time. If I told Kareem you gonna win a fight in a minute and 20 seconds, Kareem won the fight in a minute and 20 seconds.
That's
And
pretty
that
cool.
belt, I make him give me that belt. I got a belt in my house, and that belt
nice.
is heavy.
Oh, you heavy?
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
right? Them belts, the belts that Kareem have is like them belts, like in them professional fight. They're heavy. I have it in my house. I said, I dreamed this. This guy home with me, and he gave it to me.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
That's
I always
pretty
wonder
cool.
how heavy the belt was. I never
No,
picked
heavy.
one. Wow.
They're heavy. They're heavy. Kareem don't know his strength.
Yeah.
He like to come to my house and swing on walls and sit down and count. I'm like, Kareem, you is one of my child. You can't swing, touch nothing, because he don't know his strength, and something I was break. No,
Did you have a nickname for him?
I didn't. No, I never had a
Oh.
nickname for him.
You have to call you Hulk or something.
No.
Yeah. Big up to Kareem, man. Shout out to Kareem. Definitely big up to Kareem.
I should have called him cousin, because everybody he meet was his cousin. This boy used to argue with me. Mommy, that's my cousin. I said, Kareem, how? Well, I know his mother, you know his mother. I said, so then I'll make him your cousin.
That's funny.
Growing up, he was just like, everybody was his cousin. Everybody. So I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you graduated in 1983 at Central High. You know, what was next? You know, what was next after that?
Well, after graduating and then couldn't find a job, I kind of went to a depression, because here's my thing. I had my first son when I was in 11 going to 12th grade. And then I graduated the next year. And then here is it, I telling myself, man, I had a child in school, I graduate, and now I come out of school, I can't find a job. No matter where I went, I couldn't find a job. And I just it was depressing to me. So my thing was like, I should have stopped school a long time ago, because I know people that went to school with me that stopped school and had government jobs. So it bothered me. Really bothered me. I'm like, shoot, maybe I should have had a child a long time ago and stopped school. But I didn't stop school. I continued, going to school. When I graduated out of Central, I was 17. I could have graduated out of when I was 16, but I didn't know I could have taken 2 English at the time. So I'm like, man, so it was kind of like depressing for me, and then I ended up getting a job to Burger King. But first I was working to Timex. And then I went to Burger King. And I always kind of wanted to join the military, because I don't know if y'all remember back in the day when they had was that a hurricane, a tropical storm, David, and the place used to be flooded. So they used to bring a lot of families and stuff in Safrelli in the center,
Yeah.
And I had liked that. I used to look at that and I used to be like, and then I had my uncle was in the guards. I was like, that's something that I would want to do. And I don't know if y'all remember the show Private Benjamin, a military show. And then the woman name was Lorna. So, and they were funny to me, and that was my show. So I was like, man, I really wanted to do that. So I went to take the ASVAB, and then I missed it by 1. So I was like, dang, I was upset about that. So then one day I went to, I don't know if y'all remember, Whopper used to be by Golden Rock. It had a building by District Court. This like way before I time. I wasn't even well, Whopper used to be there and the recruiting office used to be there for the National Guard. And then one day I went to pay my light bill and the office was there and I just went in and I went pay the bill. I walked by the office, and then I said, "Let me go in there." And I went in, and then took the test, and then bam, again the National Guard.
Nice.
Just going, yeah. So then, but just before that, I had just started to work Burger King for a month. So I was like, "Dang, how am I gonna tell these people?" I was like, "You know what? Me, I didn't care. This is what I wanted to do." And I went in 1987. I joined the National Guard, and it's just been the first couple years. It wasn't what I expected it to be. Actually, after AIT, I wanted to go. I kind of wanted to go regular army, like transfer, but then they were giving me a hard time about doing that. You know, they said, "Oh, when you go back to St. Croix, you could get it done." And when I came back and I tried to get it done, then it to give me some other story, and I couldn't get it done. So I was like, whatever. And then I don't know. I don't know. Something happened. Like basic training at AIT is like active army, you know? So when I went home and I got to drill and it's nothing, it's just like laid back in doing, and I'm like, this is not why I signed up, you know?
Yeah.
So I kind of lost a taste for it, and I like every month to go to drill, I used to be like, man, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. But then when I started to get paid, and I realized, well, this check could pay a bill. Then, you know, and then I was a cook. So I love to cook. You understand? So when I really started getting into it and cooking and people were enjoying the food, then that made me more, you know, want to stick to getting into it, you know, stay in it. So that was it for me. And then I joined, and the next thing I know, I did 10 years. But, you know, coming from, I got to backpedal if y'all don't mind a little bit.
No, that's
So
okay.
before that, and I joined the National Guard, and then I came home. Then I went back to the States again. Because my thing is this, you know, I change. I'm not afraid of change. You understand? And for me, like growing up in the project, I'm not saying the projects is a bad thing. Nobody, don't get me wrong. But for me, that's not where I would like, kind of like wanting my kids to grow up. I want them to see something else, you know, move
That's
them
true.
out to a different area. Because to me, really and truly, the projects is not like projects back in the day. You understand? Projects back in the day was what you say, a village. I'm gonna put it to you that way. You know, it's not the same
Yeah.
thing. So, you know, at one point I just decided I wanted to move to Pittsburgh. I went to my sister and I took my kids so they could see, because I think, you know, kids need that to see that this is not living on in the Virgin Islands is not, that's not all it has to offer. It's more, life is more. You got more to offer in life if you go out there.
That's
So I
true.
took them there. Then we moved from Pittsburgh, we went to Philly and they went to school there. And then we went back home, you know, and then when I went back home, then I had to find a job. Well, in Philly, I was working for the IRS. So now I got to go back home again to the government that I couldn't get a job. So I'm like, whoa. Anyway, lo and behold, I got a job to Caribbean Home Center. I don't care what they say about Governor Map. I got a job. I was working with him at Caribbean Home Center, and he taught me a lot. And so when he ran for senator, I worked for him there.
Oh, nice.
And then he went for lieutenant governor, and I worked for him there. But all then I'm still in the military, you know. So doing both, work for the government and working for the military, you kind of like, you have to have balance. If you don't have balance and you don't have like kind of like order in your life, you know how to prioritize, it could get you and it could weigh you down.
That's true.
You know, it could really weigh you down. So I enjoyed it because when duty calls, you know, I was able to go out there and still serve and did what I had to do, you know, for the Virgin Islands, which was during the hurricanes, go out there and still help people and still feed the people in the National Guard. And it was an opportunity for me to travel and, you know, stuff like that. But making rank for a female, now I ain't gonna say home. Home wasn't that bad. But in the States, I'm sorry, it's hard. It's hard. It's like all my rank, I had to fight. I don't say like, like the movie. And I don't know why, because I always met the criteria, but it always somebody who always trying to undermine me. I went to all my schools. I did everything that I needed to do. You understand what I'm saying? But I
Yeah.
always had somebody who always trying to, who was I was trying to get over me for some reason. So it was always like a battle. I was more or less was in a competition for a rank with somebody that come from like nowhere. Like, how you getting the picture? You know what I'm saying? You missing this and this, and you expect to get. And at that point, nobody wasn't getting over me like that. You understand?
Yeah.
So I moved through the ranks pretty. I mean, home I had to fight some. It was a little battle home, but then when I got moved to the States, it was worse. Because you're female, you come from the islands. First of all, how they think. They're getting to see more that we got a lot more to offer right now, but it's
Mhm.
always been a battle, you know. And don't talk about the racism and the sexism part of it. It's listen, I'll be out next year sometime. I did my part.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I did my part.
I,
So,
oh, you was gonna
but
say
yeah,
something, Gary?
I was going to ask what your current rank is.
Master Sergeant. That's a EA. Yeah.
Nice.
I
Okay.
ain't going to Sergeant Major school. No, I don't. I ain't did that. I did the acting for sergeant because when I was overseas, I went overseas twice in '06, '07, and 16 and 17. And the
Where'd you
last
go?
deployment I had, my first sergeant's son had passed away, so I had to take over, fill in for him. So that was a struggle. A black female, you have other males, and they figured, they were supposed to get over me. But at this point in my career, I had done law on the ropes. Ain't no way, ain't no way you was getting it over me. You understand? So
Yeah.
when it's in you, it's in you. And it's not everybody know how to lead, and they think leading is yelling, and it's not.
Right.
It's
That's true. A lot of people think
yeah.
that's yelling is leading.
Yeah, and just like any other business or any other place that you work, if you show your employee, I'm gonna tell you something. One thing I learned from Map always used to tell me, don't look at your job as a paycheck. If you're gonna sweep, be the best sweeper. Let them say that when you finish sweeping, that it's so clean. If you have a restaurant, even if the food ain't good, but the presentation and good is good, people gonna want to come because that presentation is so good, and then you could work on the food tasting part of it. You understand? So when he told me that, I took that with me in the military, and I realized that being in the military and dealing with people from all over, everybody background is different. And you first of all, you have to listen, and then you have to show them that you could get your hands dirty if you need to. You understand? So if you
True.
need, even though I'm a high rank, I go out there with, the privates and stuff like that, and I do stuff with them, and they'll be like, "No, Master Son, you don't have to. You don't have to." I know I don't have to do it, but I can show you if need be, right? I'll be there with you digging in the trenches, and you get more from soldiers when you do stuff like that. And if I have I don't know if a second lieutenant, young lieutenant coming up, and they fall up under my mentorship, I always tell them, get with somebody who's on the enlisted side, somebody who gonna teach you how to get your hands dirty. Don't always think that paperwork, and pushing your rank, and that's not gonna work. That is not going to work. And I have been in situations where, yeah, they made my accent come out a couple of times that they ain't even know what hit them, and I'm like, don't push me to that point. And one of the instances was, home, you meet people and you say good morning, and you don't answer what. And I had a supervisor that I called him, and he said, "What?" And I was in shock.
Wow.
And I waited, and I called him again, and he did it again. And he didn't hear me walking, going towards him.
Oh
And then
God.
he was like, "What? You called me?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "But let me ask you something. Was I bothering you? He said, no. What are you talking about? I said, let me tell you something. Where I'm from, you don't answer people once. I said, how you just answer me is like I bothering you, or you telling me go to hell. He said, oh, I'm sorry. Twice. I had 2 supervisors that did that twice. And the second one, still my supervisor now. He learned now. And I had to show him. He called me one time and I answered him, what? He was like, dang, what's wrong with you? I said, that's how you just answer me when I call you. He said, I did? I said, yeah. You know? So you got to kind of show people, you know, what's really going on. But yeah, so I have to say something else, you know. But I got to something else.
No, you good. You good. We get a little echo.
Yeah.
I'm echoing again?
No,
I'm good. Before?
No, us. Myself,
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, you know, it's just, you know, I know everybody leads differently because believe it or not, I took being a mother, especially a young mother, the knowledge that I know, I took it with me in the military. And I saying that to say this. My kids, I used to have them bring their friends to the house. I would prefer for them to come to my house where I could see. Because, you know, boys. Okay? So I wanted to see. I didn't took care for my kids, and they could tell you they really went and sleep out a whole lot because I don't know what other people doing. So I kind of like the nurturing type. So when I took that with me in the military, and people that work for me, you know, that I tell them as long as you're in the right place, doing the right thing, I'm gonna always support you, but you can't make me look bad. You understand? You have to be doing the right thing all the time, and I don't care who the rank is. If you right and I know you right, I'm gonna stand up for you. Let me take the punishment. You understand? But you have to be right first. You can't come to me and complain if you did something wrong. I'm not gonna go for that. So I kind of like nurture them. So believe it or not, I have a lot of people. I have so many sons and daughters in the military who don't call me. No, I'm Master Sergeant, right? They call me Mama D. That's what they call me. Am I full time job? They call me. And this is everybody from every race, because I kind of like make them feel welcome. Hey, you have an issue, you could come to me, you know, and let's talk. I'm gonna be there for you, but you got to be doing the right thing. And I don't care who the person is. I'm gonna protect you. So that comes from me mothering my kids, you know, being aware of what they're doing. I do that with my soldiers.
That's nice.
Yeah, and it's a part of the culture too. Is how we were raised, how we grew up in the island. So it's cultural as well.
Yes. It is, you know. So you just have to just make them feel like they are part of something, you know. And everybody wants to feel like, you know, they're a part of something. So I've been enjoying it for 32 years, actually 34. I kind of lost a couple of months or something when I had one of my son when I moved to Philly. So, but I ain't care to get back that years. In my eyes, by the time next year come, it's supposed to be 35, but they're gonna say it's gonna be 34. But I'm good with that, and I'm going. I can't keep up with the young folks right now. They can have it. I feel like this. I did my part. So everybody who came up under me, they're now high rank. They move on. So I'm good.
Oh, that's good.
It's like when you're trying to graduate, right? Are you trying to graduate? You good. You did your part. So that's how I feel right now in the military. I did my part. I mentor, you know.
Definitely impact a lot of people's lives. So that's good.
Yes. And with the military too, we played like our annual training. We did like volleyball at the end, and my team, well, my company, let me rephrase that. My company, the first year we played, we came in second. The second year we played, we came in first. And I play. Let me tell you. So I had this guy, he was tall, big, he could play, but you could get in his head. You could tag, you know, he's one of them, you know, if he make a mistake and his tail, he gonna mess up, so he gonna be angry. And he's an angry person. So I made him angry the whole time. That's how they look. because I made fun of him. Well, everybody else, my other teammates were dominating. I was making fun of him. I was getting in his head, and they lose. He was pissed. And to this day, me and him don't talk, but we don't talk because of that. Because to me, he wasn't a good leader, and he was a male, a big guy. And me and him used to go. I used to go toe to toe with him. I used to be like, "You probably lay me out, but guess what? We gonna go toe to toe. You ain't gonna yell at me and expect me to sit down. You better ask somebody else.
Yeah,
That's not. Yeah, yes, yeah. You know, he used to try to please everybody. Yeah.
We might have to have you come out and come back in again because the echo.
Again, really bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm echoing.
No.
Well,
It's
so-
something with your device. It's something with the device.
Your device.
No, your
Yours.
device.
So you
We are
want me?
echoing on your device.
So you want? Because I can't hear the echo. So you want me to come out and go back in?
Yeah, come back here. Come back in the podcast. Yeah. We apologize, viewers. We apologize.
Yeah.
We in
Technical
2000.
difficulties happen
We in
all the time.
2021 and they can't get it right. So, we blame it Apple and HP and all the devices we using. Yeah.
Am I still echoing?
No, you good.
Okay.
For some reason we echoing.
Yeah. Okay. So do you have your volume up really high?
Okay, let me see. Okay. How is this?
Okay. So yeah, that's better because
Yeah,
you don't hear
okay.
anything. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Okay. Thank God for Karen, brother. Praise the Lord.
I've been doing this all day.
No, Karen, she good with the technology. It seems like with the echoing and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said you were stationed, sorry, Mumba, or you went overseas twice. Where'd you go?
I was asking the same question.
I went to Kuwait twice.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I
When?
went to Kuwait twice. In 06, 07, I went to Kuwait, and 2016 and 2017, I went to Kuwait. I had the opportunity to go to Jordan, which was good. It was really, really interesting. A lot of history. Yeah, so it was nice. I traveled. The military did me well. I ain't gonna lie. I traveled to places that I don't even think that I would have gone. But I went to Italy, Panama,
Oh, wow.
a lot of the Caribbean islands and stuff like that. So I traveled. I did my part. They did well by me. Let me put it that way.
Nice. And you said you started out in the National Guard, but you're in the military now. So how was the transition?
I'm still in National Guard.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still in the National Guard.
Okay, got it confused.
Yeah, I'm still in the National Guard. I'm just working on active duty right now with the testing for the COVID. So I'm on a mission from last year, and that's what I'm doing now. We got about 70 something in my section where I'm at. Yeah, I've been in South Florida, and then I moved up to Orlando. But that's what we're doing, testing people. So anybody in Orlando that needs to go home and need to get tested, just come by the Hilton Convention.
All right.
Because you got to get tested before you go see St. Croix.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to go test it. So hit me up and I'll get you in the line.
Nice.
I'll keep that in mind because that's where I live. I live in Orlando. So.
Hey.
Oh, you live in Orlando? Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely.
And right now the lines are not long, but when the lines are, long, then if somebody let me know ahead of time. But yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Y'all ain't planning on getting y'all shots, right? Oh no. I got my shot. My first shot. I'm about to get my second shot next week.
How was the experience?
I was just tired.
Okay.
That's all. I was just tired. So I went to sleep and that was it. I was just tired. I mean, it affects people different way, just like the flu shot. I used to get a flu shot home, never get sick. I come up here, move to the States, get a flu shot, and I was working for the city of Jacksonville, and I got sick real bad. So.
Wow. We got a question here. We got a viewer question. Karen, you was going to ask a question, or
go ahead.
No?
Okay.
How did you feel leaving your kids to go overseas?
Actually,
it's a good question.
Was it the first or the second time? The first time, I don't think it was a big deal, but the second time, I think, if Karim here, he could remind me. The second time, I think, all my sons were crying. The second
Mhm.
time. I don't remember it happening the first time, but the second time was kind of emotional. I don't know why. I don't know why. Actually, the second time I was more scared than the first time.
Why?
I'm gonna plead the 45th and just
Okay.
Okay.
leave it as that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
We,
I
we,
got
we,
you.
we, we okay with that. Once it
That's
involved the different
federal
clans,
government like that. We good.
yeah.
I'm gonna just leave it like that. But yeah, the second time I was actually, a lot of stuff was going through my mind. But yeah, this when I went the second time, I think all of my sons was like emotional than the first time
Yeah. I
that I
would.
went.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. It's tough for a kid.
Yeah, I mean, and to me, for y'all, you think it's tough. From like when I was going the second time, even the first time, and I seen like these younger soldiers coming in who's 18, 19. I felt bad for them because they look like babies and they didn't, it's like they didn't know what they're getting themselves into. And I said to myself, I look at them and I'm like, their parents got to be scared. And a lot of them was going to Iraq. Yeah, so I was kind of scared for them. So I kind of felt how my kids feel. Look who just pop up.
Yeah.
The Joker.
Lorna, what's up?
Nothing much.
uh,
Good night, Mumba. Good night, Karen.
good
Good
night,
night,
Hey,
brother.
Lorna.
Good night,
hey,
brother.
what up? Good. How you?
How you doing, brother?
What's
How's
going
everything?
on?
Not much, man. Just chilling. Just got not too long ago. Get off for walk.
Okay, okay, okay.
Pan come out looking guilty. He has a guilty look, man. Pan look like you just do something. You look guilty.
Nah, man. I just
What you up to? What you up
no.
to?
I smiling because it's you, Lorna.
Oh, he blushing, man. He blushing. That's what it is.
Lorna, you's a superstar tonight. It's all about you tonight.
Oh, that's funny.
I hope I missed
Somebody
too much.
who said that? Somebody
That's
saying
that's
something.
Kareem.
That's Kareem, yeah.
What? What? I can't really see what he's saying. I know he said something.
He said your baby was crying, not me. I know you
You were
I know you
saying,
was
yeah.
safe. Oh yeah. Karen,
I was just
you were there,
praying you
Kareem.
come back home. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why you read it final. So we have this viewer question here from Jasan Page. And I want to say Jasan also he's in the military as well too. Being that you are an E8, it's clear that you know how you succeed in the service. I'm wondering what would you say are the keys to success in the military?
That's a good one.
Like I was just saying, take care of the soldiers that work for you. That's my motto. Once you take care of the ones that work for you, they gonna make you look good every single time. And if you working for somebody, hey, do your job. Do your job to the best. Don't compete with nobody. You compete against your own self, and take away, what you could have if what you could do better to make it a little simpler, whatever the task is, but take care of the soldiers that work for you because they're the one that gonna make you look good. So that's why I do my best to take care of my soldiers. When it comes to the pay or anything that they need, I gonna take care of them. I gonna make sure they have it because once they're doing their part, then I have nothing to worry about.
That's
I have
true.
nothing to worry about. And soldiers gonna mess up. You understand? But if you show them that you genuine, you care about them, whether it's their military and the military life and civilian life have to go hand in hand. So on both sides you have to care. So once you show them that you're gonna be there for them, they're gonna do what they can to take care of you and make you look good. So once you show them that you're gonna be there for them, they're gonna do what they can to take care of you and make you look good. So once you show them that you're gonna be there for them, they're gonna do what they can to take care of you and make you look good. So once you show them that you're gonna be there for them, they're gonna do what they can to take care of you you know. So that's my thing. Once you take care of your soldiers, I never had an issue with the sex. I have had, especially when we went overseas the second time, people that wasn't in my platoon wanted to come work for me out of another platoon because I took care of them. If they needed to go to a school, I make sure they got it. If they needed something, I make sure they got it. If they had an issue with their pay, I made sure they had it. If they had a problem back home, I figure out a way to get it. Once you do that for your soldiers, they're gonna take care of you. And that's why, one time, me and this guy, same rank, and of course, a lot of people they still have this angry black woman. Once you're a female and you're vocal, you're the angry black woman. Okay, but hey, it is what it is.
Right.
When it comes to my soldiers, I'm going to protect them at all costs.
Facts.
And so it was a battle between me and him because he figured that they wanted to work for me because I was soft or whatever. And I said, no, I yell at them. But when I yell at them, it's for something that they know that they did wrong. I just don't yell at them just because I outrank them and I could yell at them. So you don't have to say, hey, private. You don't have to remind a private he's a private. You don't have to remind a specialist he's a specialist. You don't always have to direct them to go do something. Once in a while, when you say, can you go do this for me? They know that you don't have to ask them. You understand? It's like they don't have a choice. You could say, can you all you want? They didn't know they can't say no, but it sounds better. You get more respect when you do stuff like that. And I tell him, I said to him, I said, I guarantee you, I might be the angry black woman, but God forbid that something happened to me and you. I guarantee you, my soldiers gonna definitely come to look for me, and half of yours gonna come look for me. They ain't coming to look for you. You know why? Because they're gonna be thinking, hey, he's an idiot. He's always on people's kids. He always dogging them out. And people don't think, you have to think like that. Because you never know when you're going to get in a situation that you're going to need them same people that you're taking care of.
That's true.
You understand? So you can't be rubbing them the wrong way and yelling and being bossy and all of that. You can't do that. You have to be able to kind of like put yourself in their shoes. Go back to think. And that's what we have to do with this generation. Hey, what would I do if I was them? Or what have I done when I was their age? You understand? So you got to kind of like outsmart them. But you always have to take care of the people that you're in charge of. Go above and beyond for them. And hey, they're going to make you look good every time. Somebody's saying something. I can't read that. So y'all have to read it.
All right, it's from Andre Titus Jr. He wants to know, were there any times that you wanted to give up and what motivated you to continue to move on?
Let me tell you, I wanted to give up many because I'm telling you, being a female is so hard. They always think that you're a pushover and then you're yelling and you're complaining, I was in this one company and let me tell you, it was like a nightmare. And, every time I would say something, everybody was thinking, oh, she always talking, she's this, she's that. Nobody wanted to listen. And I'm like, I got to the point where I said, you know what? Okay. So I'm telling you what the issue is and nobody's hearing me. So now I'm going to show you guys what the issue is. And I stopped doing certain things. Like, for me, if you have a leader and he ain't taking care of you or whatever the case is, you let him fail. You don't do wherever, if he tell you, I have some people like, they know that you're supposed to go from point A to point B and then C. And then here comes Johnny. No, go from A to C, then B. And you telling him, no, you have to go from A to B, but he's still insistent. Okay. So what you do? You go the same way that he tell you which is wrong and let him get chewed out. And then let him come back to you. And so, I have had times like when I get in a situation where nobody was listening because they're thinking that I was complaining and she just always angry, and I'm like, that's not the point I'm trying to make you. I mean, when I went overseas, me and my commander, we had it out because we had a situation and I wasn't responsible for something. And he didn't want to hold the person who was responsible for the issue. So I was getting an email saying that I was going to give, they was going to write me up and all this type stuff. I went to the command. I said, listen, you need to tell this guy to fix this problem. Tell him to fix, because if you don't tell him to fix the problem, guess who I gonna go to? I gonna go to the Sound Major, because that's my next line right there. I don't go to, face him and tell him, tell him what the deal is. But he didn't want to. You see, he rather challenge me. So I had to call him out. I said, so it's easy for you to come to me and tell me what you want me to do, what you know ain't my job, but you won't go to him and it's his job. But you coming to me because I was a female? And it was like, no, it's not because
Crazy.
I said it is. So what tell me what's the difference? Tell me, because number one, it's not my job. I told you it wasn't my job. You know it's not my job, but you constantly coming to me because you don't want to go to him because you're afraid to argue with him, but you're gonna argue with me. Well, guess what? Me and you we gonna argue. So every time you say A, I gonna say B. And you say B and I gonna say C. And we went for it, and me and him were yelling, and then I just left. And then the next day, so I usually come in early, so he come in early. And he was like, you know what? You were right. I apologize. I should have. I said, sir, that's all I wanted you to do. Man up and tell him. Don't come. Why y'all always want to make me seem like I's the bad person? I'm the angry person all the time. They want
Yeah.
something done. Oh, they want me to go and say, no, no, I'm not doing that. You go. You go and do it. You go, and I'm not doing that. And he was a captain, and I tell him point, that is not my job, and I'm not doing it. So if you don't want to go and answer to the Sergeant Major, who gonna go to the corner, then that's on you. But guess who ain't doing it? That's me. So I wanted to quit. But before that, even on my full-time job, I wanted to quit. What motivated me? The soldiers that work for me.
Mm.
That's who motivated me. And for me to get promoted, I had to leave them to go someplace else. And they were like to tears. And I felt bad, but sometimes you got to go. And then
Yeah.
at one point, they had to leave me to go someplace else. And they were like, I don't want to go over there. I don't want to work for that person. Why don't you come? And then I end up going to where they was, but that's because they could depend on me. They could come. I had soldiers on a Sunday. Hey, I need my son. I need this sign. Can you get this done for me? I leave my job. I go in because I feel if I take care of you, I guarantee you going to come back and take care of me.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's funny you mention how they won't admit when they're wrong or they won't listen to your advice, because I work in sports and I had that same exact experience happen where somebody I was working with was trying to plan an event. They told me what they were planning. I was like, that's not going to work. You should do it this way. Gave them a suggestion. And because I was new and they felt this little black girl don't know what she's doing, they didn't listen to me. And a month went by, we were planning an event, and the coach that they were planning it for, when they presented their plan that was also great, they were like, that doesn't make sense. We're not doing that. And they ended up having to do the same thing that I had suggested a month earlier. And had they listened to me a month earlier, we would have been straight. But, they didn't. So it transcends career, transcends just different work environments, because that's unfortunately how it is for some of us.
And it is what it is. I look at it as is. Hey, I have went to my battalion commander many times and said, "Sir, listen, this ship's sinking and it's going fast. I need help." And their response was, hold on, we're gonna help you, we're gonna help you. Eventually, I mean, I got the help that I needed, and they had to move me away. Cause this dude really think he was going to punk me. He really think that he was going to. He really think that he was going to. I'm like, listen, I know I'm right, okay. And you know what was the hurtful part for him? So both of us at the time I was an E7, but I made E7 before him, so I outranked him. So he couldn't talk to me how he wanted to talk to everybody else or handle. So it just ate him up that he couldn't do that to me. And for one, and probably if I was an E6, I probably would have still stand up to him, because if I'm right, trust me, if I'm right, I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You're gonna have to prove to me that I'm wrong. Show me where I'm wrong, because I ain't showing you where you wrong. So you're gonna have to show me where I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, I don't know. Right now, the times had changed. Like I said, me come retiring in the next year or so is because I've seen a lot of my soldiers um, got promoted. Okay, went to flight school. You know, they're platoon sergeants right now. They done, you know, and that's people that groom under me. You know, so at this point, I am so good. I am good. Sad to leave that. I know that I'm gonna miss it. Okay, I know
Oh
I
yeah,
miss
you
it.
will. You gonna
Being
miss it.
in the
Yeah.
military for 30 something years is a lot. It's gonna be kind of a hard transition, you know, but I think I could do it, you know.
So what's the plan? What's next? What are you transitioning
That's it.
to?
You see, I really don't have a plan, and that's the thing. I keep saying again now, but at this point I'm not even really thinking about it because I could do a lot of other stuff. I mean, I have a degree in business. Pang know I could cook.
I
You
was gonna
know,
ask. That was the number one question for me. When is the next big sale? I'm
you know,
cook
I
out,
got
you
them
know.
skills. So,
You got to hook
but
the elite
to be
podcast. You got to
honest,
hook the elite podcast up.
Right?
huh?
You got to
You said
hook the
what?
elite podcast up with the food.
Hey, don't be surprised. But you know what I was thinking about? I went home a couple of times within the last couple months, and it kind of like break my heart to see that people that I went to school with, people that my kids went to school with, like they're home on the street. And so I kind of like have a heaviness, you know, to go home and see that home where I'm from,
Yeah.
you know. So in my mind, I spoke to somebody home, like kind of wanting to do something, and not only for veterans, but you know, just people on the street in general, you know, with mental illness and all that
Yeah.
type stuff. Um, so I'm kind of like walking that in my head, you know, to do something. In February when I went home, like I took a whole bunch of stuff, and those guys that hang out in the vegetable market, you know, I call this guy, and I know this guy used to be that he's always in the vegetable market. I said, hey, give me like about 15 names, you know, of people who don't have no place to stay and all that stuff, and I gonna send some stuff. So I end up sending the stuff home, and my mother gave it, went to the market, and it was just like toiletries, but they appreciated it. My mother
Yeah.
told me, she said
Definitely.
they appreciate, you know, the little things that they got. Because it really it bothered me. It really did bother me to walk in Frederickstead and see people walking the street. And I'm like, man, I went to school with this person. Man, my son know that, you know. So that's something that I'm kind of like playing around with in my mind that I want to do. And not saying that I'm coming back home to live per se, but it's something that I can be involved in home and still live in the States. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
That's definitely true.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. Because I think we home needs so much right now. You know, they really do. They need a lot. So I'm just open to anybody listening, anybody want to get me involved in something.
Yeah, that's
What
good.
fun when
That's
you
good.
smiling funny now?
I know. I was getting ready to ask a question. I don't know why
Go
I'm
ahead.
smiling.
The guilty bear over here.
He was up
Go
to
ahead.
something. It's fine. You
Yeah.
can tell us when we get off air.
No, I ain't got nothing. I don't know why I'm smiling. But I wanted to know how was it raising all boys?
That's a good
Let me
question.
tell you.
And I know all your boys, so that's why I wanted to ask.
You know, no, in all honesty, it wasn't bad. It wasn't as bad as I wanted a girl. And with them boys, I said, thank God I didn't get no girl. You know why? Because I can't keep Devante from using my hair stuff, my lotion. You know, it's funny, and all of them, you know what's so funny? All of them have their own personality. But at one point they drive me crazy. You know why?
Mm.
I'm gonna get back to that question. So I have 4 boys. Them boys used to take a hanger, make a hoop, right? Remember I say I have 4 boys. Kareem gonna have a hoop on the door, and he gonna have his own game going on, right? He and maybe three other players. Kumasi have a hanger and some other place, and he instead of them playing like a whole court, they got like everybody got their own game. So imagine me being in a room, right, and I hear it, doo 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 something banging the wall bang, and I'm like, what? What's going on? What's that noise? Nothing. When you go in a room now, Kareem got three of his invisible friend playing basketball. Kareem Kumasi got the other three. Mandy was the only one. He was in. Always been into horses, so he was watching something on TV with horse, and Devante was a baby. So it was like, whoa. And then when they got up into being teenage boys, like I said, I used to have them. I didn't mind them bringing their friends. So I come home from work, who ain't cooking, somebody down the phone, and my phone, house phone, somebody watching my TV. I walking in and I walking over these boys. Excuse me. I got to my room. But like I said, because I wanted to see what was going on, I prefer them to be around me with their friends than for them to go out there and something happen. Because I always had this vision in my head, and I don't know if y'all remember this boy. I think he, I guess, stabbed or something by Woodson. I can't remember who the person was, but it had some stabbing, and a boy get stabbed there. And from that point on, I always had this vision, like, what if I going home and I seen people fighting my children or stabbing them, or I say, something, I run in my car over them. I gonna stop. So that always been like a fear for me. So I had them bring their friends to my house where I could see, than for them to go to their house.
Makes sense, yeah.
Karin could tell you. Let me get a joke, quick joke. So
Yeah, we're here for jokes too.
on Sunday, right? I'm in the guards. I come home from drill, like tired. I got to go to work. I wash my hair, everything. I going to sleep. We live in Mombiju. I tell them boys, be in the house about 11 o'clock. So I doze in. I get up, nobody in there. Go down the road, right? Kumasi and Kareem playing in the road with different them down the road. I can't remember who it is. So you know what I do? I had on a short pants over my nightgown, a t-shirt, my rollers in my hair and a tie up, and I had a belt in the back of my pants. And you know what grade they've been in? They've been to Central. It was Central, I think it was Central.
Oh God.
I was over, and I walked on the road. From the time they see me, one come Kareem, can't remember which one. Walk on my side and the other one walk on the next side. I said, me tell y'all to call 11 o'clock. I start to swing that but they're all friends they've been hanging out with. Now here the two of them. I tell you, we going, I tell you, we going. They argue. And the friend were laughing after them. But I didn't care because ain't no way I was going to sleep. And they ain't in my house. I couldn't sleep like that. I could not sleep like that at all. I couldn't do it. Who is this?
That's Kareem.
That's Kareem.
What he said?
He was in Woodson when you BT like that.
Oh, okay. Well, Woodson.
Yeah, he said we hear the buckle coming.
Yeah, so it was like, but to say, it to me it was fun when I look back on it because they've been in a competition with each other. The competition was out. They ain't playing the same baseball team. They may have played the same basketball team, but it's always a competition. Who could chant the best? Who could dance the best? Well, when it comes to sports, we could not do Kareem. Kareem could have do push-ups from like 2-3 years old. And I mean the correct way. He always been built muscular. He always been that way. So
we always talk about and we don't get to who question is that?
Andre, it's Andre question.
Okay. We gonna get to your question right after this one, Andre. We always talk about like when our kids playing sports, we always talk about the support of the parents. Like how was it? Like how was it hard being a sport mom? Like taking Kareem to practice.
I used to I tired got a basketball game. I tired got a baseball game. I was like glad I can't got a Girl Scout. all these boys, and they wouldn't stop. But I used to go. You understand? I used to go, and I used to. That's what I was telling them earlier. I used to cheer them on, and if they ain't doing good, I used to say, "Take Kareem out, take Kumasi out." I used to call upon them. If you ain't doing good, you're gonna get it from me. I don't care. You're
Right.
getting it from me.
That's funny. That's so funny.
All right, so get into Andre's question. What do you believe is the best advice you can give a young Black VI or Caribbean woman as she's trying to get through the military?
Hey, bring your culture, because they right now they need it. Bring you and bring your culture. That's all I could tell you. Bring you and bring your culture, and show them, because some people, it's unfortunate that some people still believe that people in the islands, living poorly or in trees, or they still, people ask me, so how long? So you joined the guards in Florida? I said no, in the Virgin Islands. They have the National Guard. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. That's why I joined. And it kind of irritates me because they think that we don't have that. But yes, we do. I travel with them, to different countries. Did a whole bunch of stuff with them. And I'm like, wow, that must be amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
It kind of like irritate me. Like they think that, and again, it's the U.S. Virgin Islands. Right there. That's the key.
Yeah, they miss that
They
part
miss the
all the
whole,
time.
yeah. They just all they hear is islands, and then they don't think that yes, we do. We have AGR jobs, they have technician jobs, we have the air guards. So all you got to do is either read research. Yeah,
It's true. Read research.
yeah. I mean,
When you
like when I said bring the culture to, because you're gonna meet people from all over. You understand? But you have to want to share with them, and they're gonna take away a lot from you, and you're gonna walk away with a lot from them. Um, in the beginning, I kind of like put my foot in my mouth and tell my children I didn't want them to go in the military, that I was going to do their part, and I did that based off of my father being drafted in Vietnam and then coming out and not getting the benefits of getting help with mental issue and stuff like that. I didn't want them to go because I kind of like see it was kind of like harder for man, but then when I get to find out it was overall. So I didn't want them to do it. And so I told them not to go in. But after I went in, I kind of like wanted them, tried to get them to go in because I learned that it disciplines you. You have a lot of, you get structure in your life. You may not like it in the beginning, but when you realize, like, I'll get back to that. But anyway, so I didn't want them to, I kind of like wanted them to join. And I had told Kareem, I said, why don't you join the military or, law enforcement, because of his personality, the way he was built. And I said, you could do it. And I think he tried with the Air Force, and then he had to go back to take the test. And then this lady from the church that I was going to went to the supermarket that Kareem was working and tell Kareem the same thing I said. And guess what? Kareem went and get into law enforcement. So I said, but Kareem, I tell you that. He said, but mommy, you is my mother. I said, and what you think I'm going to tell you something? But people is like that. And I don't know if y'all experience, like Pang, if you experience that with your son, you could tell your son something and he ain't hearing you, but let outsider tell them and they're gonna grasp it. So it worked out because he went in that direction. You know what I'm saying? Even now, I still try to get Devante. I said, you could go in and your time gonna go by so fast. But
That's true.
right now you have to want it. You have to be physical because right now they're changing all the tests and all that type stuff. That's why I get now kind of old for that.
One thing about Devante, that's one of the smartest individual I ever come across. That dude is very knowledgeable. He is past his time. Like he
too smart for himself.
Yeah, he wise
That
beyond
he
his
think
years.
that he could outsmart me, but he can't. But he can't.
I know he know that for sure.
Yeah.
just Saturday night again here right up the road, and I want to know if I talking to somebody older than me, and I know I got
'Cause
some years over Devante.
he got old soul. I could tell
Yeah,
you that. He
definitely
have
do.
a old soul. I can tell you one thing with my kids. They like to share, and when I said share, like they're people person. They get along well with people. It's easy. They could what's the word I'm looking for? Some people like stuck up, right?
Yeah.
And can't socialize. That's what I mean. They can't socialize
Okay. Yeah.
or adapt to different environments. But my kids, for one, they like to share. They like people, and they like to get involved in stuff. They don't just like sit back and scared and stuff like that. I only have one son, I think, is like that. Y'all don't know him. Y'all don't know him. He's the one that look like me. But anyway, but Kamasi, Kareem, and Devante is more sociable. And then I have one that he only socialize with who he know.
I had a drive lift, right? So this was not too long after the first time I've been by your house now. And I meet your Kamasi son. So like maybe like about a month or two later, I pick up this young dude and I driving him. We talking, he yanking, so I ain't really catching no accent or anything. But I turn around and I said, "Hey, you look so familiar, Mister." So then I look at you. I said, "Wait a minute." I start to see Kamasi and I was like, "You're Kamasi's son." And he was like, "How you know that?" I said, "I don't know if you remember the other day when your mother had a cookout. Me, I come there with Kareem, and we were in there talking, and he was like, 'Oh yeah, I remember.' But all the time I'm watching
Amani.
that man. Yeah, watching him like
Amani.
I pick you up from Walmart. I think he either leaving Walmart or working Walmart or something. He ever work
Yeah.
Walmart?
He works Walmart now.
Okay, yeah. I'll pick you up from
Yeah.
Walmart.
Yeah. He works
But he looked
Walmart.
just like his father, missing.
Yep.
Spitted image.
Yep.
I have this.
So
During the military, when you was dealing with the adversity, as with being a woman and also being a black woman as well too. Um, how did you deal with the adversity as far as did you talk? Did it? I'm hearing a bunch of feedback.
Oh, yeah. Say something. Oh, yes. Kind of back.
Yeah, the echoing.
echoing again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me leave and come again.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know why you do that, man. That's weird. It's something with the device.
Yeah, I think she might be on her phone, and when she moves it, the sound is echoing on the table, maybe, or something. I don't know.
Is it echoing?
No, we should be good now. Yeah,
Oh,
we'll be
yeah.
good now.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, dealing with adversity, did you have anybody to talk to, or did you have a backbone to lean on, anyone to talk to,
I did.
reach out?
I think I kind of like have a kind of, how should I put it? Okay, so I'll give you two situations. I had this one female that she couldn't stand me at all. Okay, and when I was overseas, we kind of like got into it. So when we got back, she made a comment that if she saw me on the side of the road burning, she wouldn't even pee on me. I said,
Jeez,
that's a lot of hate.
that's it for
Okay.
real.
Right.
Yeah, that's a lot of hate. Now, granted, right? She's a white girl, and she didn't feel like, I know she didn't like me, and I know exactly why she didn't like me. It's obvious, and she
Yeah.
displayed that with not only me, but see, everybody else she ran across was like, they kind of like backed down from her, and I wasn't, no, it's not going to work with me,
Facts.
So I went to her super. I had applied for a job. It was funny. I applied for a job where she was working. I feel like because they know of the issue, um, I didn't get the job because she would have had to work for me. Which
Oh,
and it was to me it was a good thing, and then it was a bad thing. It was a good thing for her, in a sense, because
Did you have it
if
out
she
for
had
her?
tried, we had it. We imagine we had it out overseas, over a phone call, okay, over a phone call. But I ain't gonna even get to the depths of that. But she lied on me, and she said grab her, and I went,
Jeez.
the corner scene. I was like, so shoot. I say, y'all know me. She's still standing, so I ain't grab her. Let's just leave it as that. And he was like, yeah, I know, yeah. And then I had the same year, this guy. As a matter of fact, she was working for this guy. Me and him, same rank. We were supposed to share an office, and they were fixing up the office, and so I was in a different trailer. He was in one. I had two guys working for me. So when the trailer got finished, he was like, he ain't sharing an office with nobody that look like me. Plain and
Wow.
simple. Now he ain't tell me. Yes.
Wow.
So he tell his soldiers, right? So I supposed to be the angry black woman, right? And guess who his soldiers come to tell? So I said, y'all don't tell me. Go and tell the higher ups. So they did. And we kind of talk about it, brought him in. And so they asked him, and he was like, well, it was alleged. And when he said alleged, that pissed me off. I said, wait a minute, alleged? I just stopped him, and it was me and I saw a major and a first sergeant. I was like, wait a minute. Did you allegedly said it or did you say it? And he was like, okay, I said it. I said, no, let's
Wow.
turn the story around. Had it been me, had said something like that about you, how would you have felt?
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm sorry, I see your point. I say, you see my point? I said, so I mean, how you think I should feel now? How you think I should feel? Knowing how you feel. So he was like last for words. I don't know what they said to him afterwards, but I told somebody, I said, let me tell you something. And I had to say this twice and then both deployments I were on. Because people not wanting to deal with me just because of how I look and who I am. And I was saying, and I told somebody, I said, listen, God forbid something happen, right? Let me be the first to tell you, I gonna take them that don't like me out first before I deal with whoever the real enemy is. Because I'll be dang if you are gonna call my kids and my mother and tell them that it was a friendly fire. I'm not doing that. I said,
Facts.
because you all full well know that they don't like me and they don't like me because of how I look. That is not my fault. They need to get over it. You
right.
understand? And I ignore them, and I guess it didn't bother me really that much because coming from St. Croix, when you grow up with people, white people, black people, people from Dung Island. So that wasn't a big thing to me. It didn't hurt me as much as it would have did if I have maybe born in the States or live in the States or something like that. So I just show him, hey, you can say what you want. I gonna still be me at the end of the day. What you gonna do? Ain't nothing you could do.
That's
And
true.
guess what? And if I get kidnapped, guess what? Your soldiers that look like you, they're gonna come look for me. So I mean, who's in a better space? So I just like ignore him. But when we came back to the States, he left. So I win, he lose. You know what I'm saying? I win, he
Yeah.
lose. And it's a shame that in this day and age that we have to go through all this stuff that we going through with the way we look and because you're a female and all that type stuff. I'm like, listen, it's not about that. You know, we should be past that right now. We really should. You know, and then what used to be the best part for me? Because those that didn't like me, and when it come to our PT test, and the younger than me, and they left behind and I coming in before them. You know what I used to do when I take a PT test? I used to laugh after that. I said, look at all the old people ahead of you guys. And you talking, boy, this one guy,
That's funny. That's funny.
I made him feel somebody stop run. I said, oh, you have all the mouth. You could say what you want to say, but no, you can't even run. Huh? And I'm like maybe 10 years older and you can't even outrun me. And he stopped. He just give up. First of all, he couldn't run. Running one it wasn't one of his things. He couldn't run, but that's what I'm saying. So you want to just like talk to me any old type of way, and think that you could hurt my feelings and you can't even meet the military criterias. No, that's how I used to get over them because I showed them, hey, I could go to the school and pass the school. I could do what I'm supposed to do and do it. And I come from the Virgin Islands. You live in the States. You don't look like me, and you still can't outdo me. So who winning, me or you?
That's
Who
facts.
most like, me or you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Facts. It's a crazy wall, man. It's crazy. They're quick to
it,
call
it
you. Oh, go ahead. You good?
no, I know I was saying you're right. It is a crazy wall.
Yeah.
It is a crazy wall, and it's sad that we still at this day and age we going through the stuff that we going through. But we could change it because it don't have to be like that, and it's not everybody.
Yeah.
Man, I have so many soldiers. They white, they're Hispanic. They depend on me. They come to me in confidence. We talk. I help. I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue. And this is another thing that happened. So this one guy, this young specialist, he didn't like me. He lied on me. He said I didn't send him information. Blah blah blah. So I have to test him. I don't kind of tell him myself. I don't care who listening. But anyway, so I had to test him to go to a school, right? And he didn't pass. I tested him twice, and he missed the run like a couple seconds. But he still think that I saw hit him, right? So I said to him, listen, you miss it by such 3 seconds. But I know in the school, before you graduate, that while you're at the school, you're gonna do PT. And I pass him. I allow him to go. Because I say I know you could get it. Because I think too he was either kind of intimidated, or I don't know. But I tested him twice and he couldn't go. And that was my job, to test him before they got to school. So the second time I allow him to go, and he didn't make it. He missed it by 3 seconds. He went to the school and he did great.
Mm.
He came back and he got promoted.
Hmm.
But on the sad side, and it kind of bothered me, about a year after, and he was kind of like cocky type, spoiled, think everybody owe him privilege. So he had his own Jeep and he got in an accident. He paralyzed to this day.
Jeez.
Mm.
And he was young. You understand? And I was kind of like, I don't know, it kind of like bothered me, but I'm like, you see, and I didn't do anything wrong, but I have feel that type of way. Because then in my mind, I started to think, well, maybe I shouldn't have let you go to the school. But he
That's what I
did
was
great in the
thinking.
school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I saw the potential in him. And I don't know if any of y'all ever get in this situation. Like, if I have to exercise and do push-up, it's hard for me to do push-ups. But if I have to test, then the adrenaline makes me do the amount that I need to pass or even more. But to say that I gonna exercise and do it on my own, I can't do it. I don't know. My mind, my hands, I just can't do it. But if I have to test to do it, I can do it. So I kind of like put myself in his shoes and I'm like, okay, in his mind, I know he probably think that I already don't like him. I didn't have to send him to school. And he's not the first one that I did, but I saw the potential. And the ones that I did that to, they passed the school because I saw it in them. You
Yeah.
understand? And I wanted to give them that opportunity. And I wanted to say, hey, you may think that I'm mean or you don't like me for whatever reason, but I'm still, my thing is I have to do a job. You understand? It's not about liking you. It's about you going out there. So here it is. He went to the school. He did good on the physical part. He did good in the academic. So how did I look? I look good because I
Right.
did my
Yeah.
part. You
Yeah.
understand? And that's how I always look at my job. If I have to send somebody to school, or mentor them in any way, once they reach to that point and they graduate, if I give them all the tools, because that's the thing, I have to give you the tools. I have to explain to you what you need to Yeah, get done. I have to guide you. And once I do that and you make it to the top, that's is for me. I'm happy. You know, that's what I tell people. And it all boils back down again with how you deal with people, how you lead them, how you mentor them, because you don't have to do much. Like the people, the soldiers that we have working here, they're excellent. They do their jobs well. People come and they tell us, how great of a job they're doing with the testing. We don't have a whole bunch of maybe one or two issues, but they do good. So that means our leadership don't have to get involved because they handling it. You understand? We just give them the tools, guide them, and they making it happen. So guess what? Because they're doing a good job, who look good? The person to the
Right.
top.
That's
It
true.
always happens that way, right?
Yep,
The person
always.
to the top. But you got to give them the tools. You have to mentor them, guide them, listen to them, because your idea may not be the best. And times change, and these soldiers are young. You understand? So now they ahead of, they could come up with a quicker and faster way. It's work smarter, not harder. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
Being that you joined the National Guard back home, and I'm guessing because I wasn't here in the beginning, you joined the National Guard back home, right?
Yeah.
Um, can the National Guard like place you places like I need you to go and live Jacksonville. I need you to go and live North Virginia.
They don't have this, no, the National Guard home, they have active duty guard, which is like
Mhm.
active duty, but they don't get like stationed to go different places. Like active duty, you go overseas or you go, at least to my knowledge, they don't. They don't do that, but they get the active duty pay, active duty guard pay, like active duty soldiers who work 24/7 hours on call. They go out and different places they have to station and do different tours. National Guard don't do that.
Right.
But you could move. I've been in Philadelphia Guard and I've been in a chemical unit in Philly. And then when I moved to Florida, aviation and I cook. Now I'm in a artillery defense. They monitor the airspace down in DC, go overseas and stuff like that. But at my rank, I really don't get too much involved. My thing is, I like to take care of the soldiers. That's my thing. I really, really love to take care of the soldiers. They come to me, they have an issue, you know, I like to take care of them. Because if I take care of them, they're gonna walk, right? If
Mhm.
you need a tool and I give you the tool, you gonna walk. If you ain't got a tool, you ain't gonna walk.
That's true.
So
Right. Yeah.
That's so true.
Do you I know Karen and Mumba won't know this, but do you work at Camp Landon or at
no,
NAS
I work on
Jacks or
Cecil Field. I work on
Cecil Field?
Cecil Field.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Cecil
you
Field.
right up the road from your house then.
Well, right now I've been in Orlando working with COVID for about going on a year now. We do the
Mm.
testing. I'm working at a testing site. So
I didn't know that.
go get y'all shots. Go get,
So we could
I
get it
got
at
my
this point.
first shot. Huh?
We could get it at this point.
They're about to open it up for everybody to get it. Yeah.
Okay.
They're about to open it up. I got my first shot and I was telling them all I did was sleep. I felt sleepy. Well, they said a second shot, so check me out.
Right.
Check up on me on the 25th.
Yeah. We definitely
Because
gonna
I
do
get
that.
it on the 24th.
We definitely gonna do that.
So check up on me on the 25th and then we're gonna see how the second shot. But and the reason why I decided to get it too is because I work with a couple of soldiers who got COVID and then they took the shot and the effects was worse than, you know, and I don't want to go through. I see people going through. I feel like I can't breathe, like I suffocating. I
Jeez.
don't like that feeling at all. So this guy was telling me, he said it's best for you to go get a shot first. It's not gonna prevent you from getting it, but it's the symptoms ain't gonna be, and it's all about your body anyway. Because everybody body innocent, your immune system.
Right.
Everybody,
Right.
yeah. Because I had a soldier who He had it for a month, but he didn't have symptoms.
Jeez.
No symptoms. So you know, if it's a quarantine, and I had to. I don't know why I didn't have COVID because I had to test like 3 times, but I was sick. I had some bug, and stay in my room for a week. And they come knock on the door, rest your food down by the door, and it disappear. You could just look through the window. You can't come out. Being like
Jeez,
that's like being in jail.
that's crazy. Yeah, and it wasn't the
No,
flu either. It wasn't the flu.
I had some type of flu or something.
Mm.
When I first started here in Orlando, but it wasn't. I didn't have COVID because I had to go and test. You know, you have to test it, and the test them came back negative, but I had flu-like symptoms. You know, but yeah, I mean, if you need this, COVID is no joke. I had soldiers work with a nurse that worked today, and they show up to work tomorrow, and the nurse died, 30
Jeez,
something years old. So it's no
jeez.
joke, you know. Everybody could say what they want to say, and I was kind of skeptical in the beginning, but I decided after seeing a lot of stuff that that was going on, I'm like, hey, let me just go for it. It is what it is.
Right. And all it is, like people have said, like, why would I take it? Because it don't prevent me from catching COVID. No, they never said it can prevent you from catching COVID, but it teaches
That's what they don't
Prevent you
understand.
from
your
dying from
immune
it.
system how
Yeah,
to fight off the virus.
yeah. You don't have to go on a respirator. You know, you can't breathe. I don't. I know me personally don't like that feeling. So I wasn't trying to get to that. Kareem had it,
Yeah,
and
remember
Kareem to
he
tell you,
told us.
Kareem never. Yeah, he was my child and never got sick as a baby. So I was surprised that he even, when he started to feel a little kind of way, he went to the doctor and then end up having that he had it.
Hmm.
So I don't want to have to go through that. So I have to go, and I would encourage anybody to go and get it. Better safe than sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I
I'm
ain't
talking.
crazy about vaccines, but I think I'll get it. Because like, we just said, I don't want to
Yeah.
die. Like I've been
I,
fortunate enough to have gone through this year plus without getting COVID, with all the people that were getting it and all this other stuff. And we're starting to operate like normal now. And I'm like, but we're not normal because we're still in the middle of this pandemic. So I'm like, to protect myself and to, again, not die, I might go out and
hmm
get it. Yeah, so I think I might.
and the funniest thing, the night before, I couldn't sleep. I'm like, oh my gosh, am I gonna die tomorrow? All kind of thing going through I did not sleep. So no, I went to get a shot, and I had to take off my blouse. And she said, which hand, left or right? So I said, let me go to the left because I'm right-handed. And by the time I said left, the lady done stick me. She said, you
Jeez.
done? I was like, what? She said, you done? I said, so I lose all the sleep last night
Just
because of this. And it done. I didn't feel when she stick me, nothing at
Wow.
all. But a couple hours after, then I went, I guess I feel sleepy because now that I think about it, because I didn't sleep the night before. But yeah, it wasn't nothing at all. So I
Yes,
see Zora
that's
just
good.
pop up saying good night.
Hey,
Yeah,
Zoro.
yeah.
hail up Zorro,
Bless Z.
the legend, the legend.
So,
Man, I was going. Oh, I forgot what I was going to ask.
It's is
Go
there
ahead.
like like in the generational gap? Like, what are some of the difference that you see in the women in the National Guard or the Army period from back when you joined all the way up to now? Like, what are the different struggles you think some of the women's that you see that they're going through?
hmm. Well,
Or are there
like I
any
said,
difference in the struggle? I think
not
that's a
it
better
not
way to say.
I mean, not to me, not really. Um, Other than, the gender, and right now females kind of like outdoing males. So it's not as bad as when I, can join the military. You gonna still have those who still racist, sexist, but it's not, the struggles to me is not as bad. But you have to right now, to me, the military is something that you have to really want because it's changing so much. And to me, they're trying to please everybody, and you can't. You know, the army adjusted so much and is adjusting so much to meet, you know, people of different lifestyle and all of that, and it's not gonna work. You understand? So to me, um, what I went through in basic training, the toughness, even for males, mental state of mind is not there. They're not as strong mentally. They're not as strong physically. I mean, we get soldiers coming straight out of basic and ATIT, show up first PT test and can't pass a PT test. How did that happen? How? You
Right.
understand? Because in basic training now, they're not as hard as like when I went through. You know, now you have stress card. You know, you could use your cell phone. When I went through, I didn't have soda for about maybe almost 2 months. Water, 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 no sweets, no nothing. You know, now they could have whatever they want. So to me right now, I don't think that they're mainly mentally prepared for what's going on now in the military. They're not. And that's why to me it has like a lot of suicide and stuff like that because to be honest, and I hate to say it, a lot of them coming in just for the school money, which is not a bad thing. I mean,
Yeah.
not really, but who could pay for college? I still got student loan. I'm waiting for this forgiveness.
Me
But
too.
pay me, forgive my student loan. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So to me,
It's
they're
true.
not mentally strong like before, unless you come out of a military family for generations and you want to carry that on, then you all in, you know. But if it's not, then it's gonna be a struggle to stay in because they're not staying in as they don't have any more lifers really. Meaning those that go to 20 years, they're coming in, they get a school money and they get a degree and they're gone. That's just the way it is.
Hmm.
That's just the way it is right now. Then they're not doing it.
You mentioned earlier about your dad, serving in Vietnam and mental illness, and it's been a hot topic for a number of years with the military as far as mental illness and homelessness.
Hmm.
How have you for all the years you've been in the military, have you seen any type of improvement or any help or any?
Yes, that's why I'm at the point where everything that Uncle Sam have to give, I gonna be in that line. I'm gonna get my father share. I gonna get it my children them share who ain't even joined the military, but I gonna get all the shares because there's more. And like I said, that's why I didn't want them to join. But I see the transition because, for instance, like I said, my father was drafted. He came out. He had a mental illness. When he used to go back in the day when he been in there, and it was funny when my father passed. I was trying to get him to come to a hospital here in Florida, um, through the VA home. I went to the VA and it was up by Plaza by Saint Farm. They had an office there. Talked to the guy, made the arrangement. I think that was like a Thursday, right? My father was in Florida at this, yeah. So Friday, the Saturday, I went in Frederickstead to do my hair, and somebody was like, "You need to come talk to your father. He, in the market, and he acting up." So I went. I'm like, I'm shocked because I know he been in Florida.
Wow.
This Sunday, so I got him to talk to him. He used to listen to me. I got him to go home, and then this Sunday, he went to the beach across from the bar park, and he couldn't swim. He went on medication, and he drowned.
Jeez.
Oh
This
wow.
Sunday. So I was working at Caribe, right? So the Monday I went to work to let him know what happened, and I run into the guy for the VA. So the guy was like, "Are you all set?" I even talked to a doctor in from Florida. He said, "Everything good? Your father ready?" I said, "My father passed yesterday." He was shocked. I
Wow.
spoke to him at a Thursday or Friday, made all the arrangement, talked to the VA hospital, everything. He was shocked that happened. And it was a struggle for them, Vietnam vets to get help. It was really a struggle. So when I deployed the first time, and I went to the VA center, And I went there and I see all these vets, no legs, one leg, one arm. I almost turned around, you know. I almost left. I was like sick to my stomach, and I was like, "Oh my
It's
God!"
tough.
And then I paused and I said, "Listen, in a couple of years, who knows? That might be you. I don't know. Something just like I had a funny feeling like over me, like I didn't want to go, but I went, and I from '06 up to now, I got to the VA. Whether it's counseling, whether it's medical, I go to the VA. Everything they have to offer, I go to the VA because I know a lot of my parents, other people, parents who've been in the military, they didn't get it, wasn't there for them. And it
Right.
was a struggle for them to get it, you
It's
know.
true.
So that's why I'm like, you know what, I'm getting every bit of what Uncle Sam have. I gonna get it. And I gonna get my father's share too. Yeah, but you know,
It's true.
it was hard. And the things that I had to make call here, make call there, do this, do that, it was like a back and forth. And I'm like, yeah. So when I met that guy, when the guy saw me, and he said, "Your dad's set to go." And I said, "No, my dad passed yesterday." He almost like he freaked. He could not believe. He said, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "Yeah." And he was like, "Wow." So we had to what we could have done at that point, you know. But he
Yeah.
needed that. He needed the help, and home didn't have the help. And I don't even know if they have the help now, you know, or the quick response to the, you know, people who, especially people who've been in the military, because a lot of people that I see on the street home been in the military, you know,
Yeah.
like my dad age or something. But we need something because mental illness is terrible.
Yeah. We
But
don't have
as a
anything
matter of fact,
home.
my first deployment when we came back, we had a guy that served with me, went overseas when we came back. It wasn't a good couple months. He killed himself.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's hard.
It is hard. Yeah. We don't have anything home. My brother, he suffered from mental illness, bipolar, schizophrenic, psychosis, and we had to get him out. You know, we don't have anything home. It's no hope for individuals suffering from mental illness, none whatsoever. You know,
Hmm.
so that's
Yeah,
something.
it breaks my heart when I go home and I see them on the street. It's like, wow, you know, and I really don't know if I have noticed it years back, you know, with all these, you know, homeless people on the street. I didn't think we have as many as what we have now. You know what I'm saying? But to me, something needs to be done. You know, these people need care, you know, and I don't know what's going on, but yeah, it just like it broke my heart, especially when I went to school with people and I like, and some of these people were smart in school, and I look at them and like, man, what happened? What
Yeah,
happened? I mean, I gotta be just like lost for words, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And it really to break my heart.
it's tough, man, because you know they could be fine one day and the next thing you know is a totally different person, man. You know, and it's like you got to it's hard is you got to understand the person too because they're not capable of being a regular person and understanding, you know, everyday situations and stuff like that. And that's something that people gotta understand. You know, people approach people with mental illness like they're a regular person and they're not. You know, so it's just
It's
sad and
true.
tough. It's
It
sad.
is. It
Right.
is, you know. And if they could find something or even get him off the island,
Yeah.
you know, to get into some type of program. Like I said, I had made contact with a place. I can't even remember the name of the place here, but I talked to the doctor, set up all the arrangement, everything, and then it was too late, you know.
Yeah.
So
I remember I had a few friends that told me the same thing. Like when they got deployed to Afghanistan, and they said they used to be out there. Sometimes they put them someplace, and my friend said he used to just close his eye and just shoot. He don't know what
Jeez.
he's shooting, who he's shooting
Wow.
at. He just close his eye and just shoot, my son. Say it's a different world out there, my son. And
it
if
is.
anybody ever tell you they went out there and don't be scared of not making it back there, it's telling a bold face like because
Uh,
you say just never promise that you're gonna make it back home.
and that's true.
You
The first time I went, we went to do a recon to find out, you know, what's going on in downtown area, find out where the soldiers could go, don't go. Anyway, I had this guy and this officer, female officer. So we drive in. We went during the day. We went one route. They could tell we where to go. Give us a map. She decide, officer, she wanted to go a different route. Listen, it's nighttime. We just got here. Why we going on a different route that we ain't supposed to? We were headed in the wrong direction.
Jeez.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Were you scared?
And then what? I can't. Was it Sully? Can you drive from? I can't even remember. I know we were headed to the wrong place. Driving. It was dark. All I see is this big mass, and I'm like, what the? Well, I was so mad. I tell the guy,
Jesus.
listen, you better turn this dark up vehicle. When I got back, I reported her because they gave us a map to go on. Hey, this is the road you gonna go, but you want to? Oh, let's go. No, and I was so mad. Yeah, I reported her. So I
Yeah.
never went back on another tour where she was in charge of. I was like, ain't no way. I'm not doing that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah,
it is
definitely.
scary.
Definitely, that has to be scary. Has to be.
Mm-hmm. It
And
is scary.
they send you guys on a recon mission, like so. You going back? You going there with no expectation. You don't know what to expect to go back and tell the fighters what to expect when they come here. But so it's like a. I know you're going for recon, but it's kind of like a guinea pig mission. If I'm being blunt,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you
and
want
that
you want to go in the we could hardly find a place in the day. We just
Right.
got there. You want to go in the night.
right,
I was
right, man.
Let me tell you, I was so pissed. I went off and I don't even think she understand what I said. And at that point I didn't even care. But I went back on another mission with her again. Not
Man,
me.
Yeah.
I was
Me
we
either.
not
just
doing, and
touched
she did,
down.
and you know what? She did it again with another group. I said, well, that was one of the situations, right? When I tell them something, but they want to think that I is the issue, okay? And then she did it again. I'm like, I mean,
Hmm.
this don't make no sense.
Hmm.
Officer again.
Jeez. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I tell you what, them officer, them paper pushers, boy.
Let me let
Not for
me
me to
let me
call
find
it.
my sleep. Let me at least find my sleep quarters first, man, and we could go first thing in the morning.
No,
Yeah,
let's go
right.
back the way we came.
Right. Let's follow
That's
the
what I'm
map.
saying. Follow the map. Where you want to go venture off and you don't know where we going. In
Trying to,
06, 07.
trying to go on tour.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Crazy.
oh my gosh, you kidding me? She didn't
That's crazy.
understand one word I said, but that was it between me and her. I ain't had much words for her after that. I avoided her. I ain't had much to say to her. Nothing. Not me.
Yeah, that'd be mad. When like during the times of the different wars and stuff, how was it like in the National Guard knowing that hey, this is going to happen? Was it any type of did security increase as far as where you was and stuff?
You see, when stuff like that happen, depends on what unit you're in. Like when I first came to Florida, I was in aviation. So they're gonna use the helicopters, they're gonna need them, so they're gonna need pilots, then they're gonna need at that time, I did fuel the aircraft. And so they're gonna need that. So depends on what your job is. If they were taking you, they didn't really too much take cooks at the time when I went because they was using contractors, private contractors at that time. So they were more into, if you were fueling the aircraft. And trust me, fueling an aircraft in Kuwait in 120 degrees.
Jeez, gosh.
Let me tell you something. When you done, all you want to do is go to your room, shower, and lay down.
Hmm.
Okay, and this is 9 o'clock in the morning. Hot.
Man,
Wow. Jeez.
Hot.
9 o'clock.
This is 9 o'clock in
Jeez,
the morning. Okay,
crazy.
and some of the aircraft you can't fuel like high idle where you just put and it just like you have to like do it when you're like pumping the gas in your car. You holding the handle. Some That was it was
for
terrible.
for airplane, do they have like unleaded premium and like that?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
They,
That's a funny, but that's a good question.
yeah, they had like, how can I
Different
explain it?
grades.
JP8, like some similar. It
Mm.
depends. Yes, yes.
Hmm. How long did it take to fold up the
Well, it
air?
all depends. The different like a Chinook is the big aircraft that look like I call it the roach. It look like a roach. Big. That could take to full land up. It could take a good. Should I say 10, 15 minutes?
Oh,
I
man, I
think.
thought it would have been longer.
I thought it would have been longer, yeah.
I might know. I can't off the top of my head. I ain't did fuel for so long, but like the 60s and stuff like that, you could do that in like about maybe 5 minutes or less. You put that down high island and it's done. But yeah, it's doing that kind of job in Kuwait with them temperatures. But the funniest thing, when it get cold, freezing cold.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm like, I did not know it used to get cold like this here, and ain't nobody tell. I know they tell me about the heat, but cold. It's like, well, dang. So
Man, that's rough, man.
it was a journey. I could tell you guys I really enjoyed my time in the military. I enjoyed traveling to the different places, meeting different people, different background, different culture. I share minds with them, you know. Um, it just became a part of me. All the younger soldiers that came in became a part of me, like my kids. So like I take care of them, you know, and I really enjoyed it. I could really say when I leave, I enjoyed my time being in. It was some struggles, it was some battles, but hey, I'm where I'm comfortable right now. Um, it taught me a lot about leadership. It taught me a lot about just people in general, and when you look at, let me see, when you look at pictures like um what a daggone picture with the president, London has fallen, those type of stuff that excite me because you get to see what's true and what's not true and how they think and
Yeah.
what the next move is. So those are the kind of movie I like to watch. Anything that has to do with military, law enforcement, I like to watch those because
Mhm.
and it was funny. Me and Karim had this conversation because I just look at stuff and like, okay, so if this happened, this is how to get out of this situation, or what would I do? Like put ourselves in. And he said, "Mommy, I had to think the same way." I said, "Yeah, because sometimes you gotta think quick." And then sometimes stuff happen and you don't even you last. It,
You
it take a
lost.
minute for
Yeah.
it to kick in. Then you realize, hey, this is what you got to do. You know. But I could really say I enjoy my time in it. I would still encourage the younger generation at least to go in it for the discipline, for the structure. You know, hey, get the money. Everybody else
Right.
going out there and get the money for school. You know what I'm saying? You go in there, you do your time, you get a bonus, you do your time, you got money for school, excuse me, you get a skill, you come out, hey, you good. You don't have to be a lifer, but just go in there, you travel. I still will encourage them to do that.
Yeah,
And
that's
now
it.
they're doing so much more. Let me tell you, I have in the States, every right now I'm staying to the Hilton. You walk in the Hilton, thank you for your service. I've went to different places, get free lunch, free breakfast, free dinner. You ain't know who pay for it. They just pay for it. They make you
Yeah.
feel so good. Funny thing, you go home.
What you want?
That's how you do it in
I,
Orlando
I
then.
don't get a thank you for my service. Nothing. You
Yeah.
don't get none of that. But in the States, they really, especially in Florida,
That's
they
true.
really love military. I could tell you that.
They do.
When it comes to
They do.
That's
military,
true.
hey, they
Yeah.
come, thank you for your service. They walk up to you, they buy you lunch and stuff like that. And so I
I
appreciate that.
I would agree. They do
Yeah.
love the military here.
Yeah, they do. They do. They have a lot of respect for people in the military. And they will stop you all over. This little boy, every morning I come to work. Thank you for your service. He's so cute. And it makes you feel good, you know. And that's one thing with me. When I'm in my uniform, I like to look professional, you know. I like to be professional because I work hard for my uniform. I just didn't, you know, I didn't skip by. I had to tell everybody I did not skip by. Nobody didn't make nothing easy for me. I had to fight for my rank. I had to go to my schools. I had to meet all the standards. So when I'm in my uniform, I give me the respect that I deserve because I work hard for it.
That's true.
You know, it's one thing I'm proud of is being in my uniform. Now I see some people in their uniform, they don't care how they look, they're looking at, and it irritates me because you gotta, to me, take pride in it. This everybody can't do this. I'm sorry. Especially when I went in. Everybody can't do it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I've talked to males that I couldn't do what you do. You understand? So I take pride in wearing my uniform, and I always explain that to the soldiers. When you're in uniform, you're supposed to be professional, look your best. Just don't look any old type of way. I know we could wear our little, not this earring, the little ball earring. They change the regulations, so you go. So, but you know, still look professional.
Also, before you couldn't wear earrings.
No, we couldn't wear earrings. Hair used to be, you had to have your hair a certain type of way. Couldn't have color. You couldn't have, you know, it's just blah, 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 blah. So every chance I get and I ain't in my uniform, I'll dial up. You know me.
You couldn't wear
I
like
go,
lipstick and nothing.
jolly when I out of uniform but now they're making it a little more that you know, you could wear a lipstick, but it have to be like to your face, you know, your tone and stuff like that. Air Force, they could do it, but Army couldn't do it. You know,
Okay.
Army couldn't do it. They're just opening up now a lot of stuff for Army. So, but it is what it is. But yeah, when I'm in my uniform, I want my respect. And you know, sometimes I feel a little awkward. And well, when I say that, because you know, I'm an E8, so when soldiers with lower rank come to talk to me, they have to be with their hand behind the back, and you know, sometimes I'll be like, time, you know, just let
Yeah.
me just
Yeah.
you know.
You ever took advantage of your status, or like, say for
No,
example, you ever wanted to like, you in a rush, but you want to go Sam's? You ever wear your uniform just so maybe somebody might let you skip the lane in Sam's or anything?
no, no, I never do that. No. But I don't wait. I don't play with them on the airlines when they say, "Well, I registered in the airline thing with the DoD." But when it says veterans, I would proudly jump up, and you know why? Because some people who ain't look like me don't think that I supposed to go in first, or them,
Right.
you know, first
True
before
that,
them,
true that.
you know, in zone one. So when it's a
Mm,
military, guess what? Sometimes I don't wait for them. I just stand up right there, because I have
right.
been to the airport and people watching me like, where's she going? And I'm like, I show them my card. Yes.
Right.
Right.
I ain't just joined today. Trust me. Don't ask me no questions because you ain't gonna like the response. That's
Right.
about the only thing. But to say I just no, I don't do it because I said, like I said, in Florida, they love people in the military. I try to get free lunch and free breakfast and free, and you ain't know who pay for it. They're just
Right.
always taken care of. So
Man, that gotta be a good feeling to know you out to breakfast, and when it's
yeah,
time to pay
but you know
somebody say,
we don't kind of know. You know why? Because the waitress them that take long to bring the check, and once they taking long to bring the check, we already know somebody. We don't know who, because they don't tell us who. But you know, when they take long, we finish eating and we sitting there, and they won't bring the check. Then we know somebody, and then we'll call them and they say, "Oh, it was taken care of." Then you
that's
know,
cool.
so we don't know. We have people want give the waitress them money to give us
Oh,
to
wow.
buy dinner.
Wow.
Yeah, they really
That's
like the
nice.
military here. Well, a lot of them do, and then some of them you gonna have a few, but it is what it is.
Right. When how how I know you guys don't do like push-ups and stuff every morning and every day, and like probably like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but like at what age or what rank do you stop? You don't do that no more? Like exercise in the morning, like wake up early to exercise in the morning.
Couple of years ago, I think they said when you make 55, right? I think I could be wrong.
15.
That you could choose to not either you could choose to walk or not run or choose to not. But now they come up with this new PT test. That is not for me. Okay? Because you have to do 5 events. Now, the regular PT test is push-ups, sit-ups, and run. No problem. But now they have the ACFT. You have to do something like I'm gonna say we have to do push-ups. You have to run with some dumbbell. You have to drag this heavy
Jeez.
5 events and then run 2 miles. Who doing that?
That's too
Me
much.
at 55? No.
That's too much.
Let me
That's
tell you,
crazy.
no. My knees chat from carrying all that load and my knees alone. Now, if I have to run because depends on how old you are. They had different times, but now it's just like one. And then it all depends on the job you have. Somebody who's young, who ain't got no kids, it sounds like I'm crazy Marine, come up with this plan. You have to do pull up. I can't even do push up. You want me to pull up?
Pull-up is hard.
No.
Pull-ups is hard.
Yeah, and it's harder for women. So they kind of like kind of looking at that to kind of take that out for the females. And that's just the Army. That's not the Air Force and the Navy. That's just the Army that's doing that. I don't know why, because with the 3 basic events, soldiers had a hard time doing it. And I could tell you in my years of being in, I could tell you only one time in my life that I felt like I failed a run, but I still got the points. And I think I feel that way because I had just had Devante and I had to take a test and I didn't feel like I run like how I usually run. So because I was needed for a mission, I gonna say, I am on my way. I could say what I want. I get passed. But to say on the books right now, and I've been in, like I said, Mega make 33 years. I have no PT test failure. No, I ain't failed no PT test.
That's good.
30,
Wow.
and that's a lot of tests. There ain't one every 33, no one every year. Because some years I had to take 2. Like when you go overseas, you got to take 2. So imagine that. And I have none of my records will tell you I failed. But I felt at that instant that I did fail. It wasn't, and if I did fail, if I was to say I failed, it wasn't by much. But I needed a test to pass to go on the mission. So they made it happen. And I could be honest about it. An officer asked me that question one time years ago, and I told him the same thing. And he was like, "Wow, you can remember that?" I said, "Yeah," because I really felt like I failed it. I had to run from the airport in St. Croix, going out to the light. You know the light to go either by Paradise to go west.
The one that'll be like
The
over
West
the mountain.
Light.
Yeah, from the airport home, you're going west.
Okay, yeah, that light, yeah.
The West Airport Road.
So you had to walk. Yeah, I had to run from the airport to the light, right there by Diamond. You know the light.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I really felt like I missed it by a couple of seconds. I felt that
What
way
was the
because
time?
I was heavy, huh?
In how it was like what was the time limit?
Well, I had to do 2 miles.
Oh,
And
okay.
at the time, I can't remember what my time was at the time, but I really felt like I missed it by a couple of seconds. I could honestly say that. But the other test them, no, me fail. No. I used to run track home. When I've been in Claremont, I used to run track. I always could have run. And that's one of the problems when I started having problem with my knees. You know, the doctor asked me, did I used to run track when I was young? You know, I have like runner's knees. It's tore up, and then with age, it ain't getting no better. So, but yeah.
You know what I wanted to ask you, because I know that I don't think they do it anymore. But did you, when you was in basic training, or maybe right after basic training, did you have to do the gas test? Where you
Let me. So yes, and let
do
me
they
tell you,
still
I
do
was.
it? By the way.
I don't know. It was 5 of us, right?
Mm.
And I was number 4. And we had a cadet who was training to be an officer. He, you know, after we go in there and they make us take off the mask, and they want us to talk and they want us to inhale, so it hit. So it had 3 females in front of me. He standing up, blocking the door in front of the female. When that gas hit my nose, I pushed them 3 females, and he went flying through the door of his back. And all of them fall. And let me tell you, talk about he being pissed. I skip over them. My nose was running, my eye was burning. I was like,
Jeez.
and then he come yelling in my face, going off, and I wasn't even paying him no mind. I was like, I pushed them out of the door. When that guy hit me, I was done. I don't know where the strength come from, but I pushed them females, and he went flying with his hand there. He was pissed, but I could have cared less because I
But
wanted out.
what's the purpose of the test?
To see if
What's
you
the
could take the
objective?
gas. Yeah,
Oh,
to see if
okay.
you could take the gas, how much of the gas you could inhale. And then they'll
That's
just
great.
want to be playing, asking you stupidness. Like, who cares? I mean, know my social, you know my social. You know what? And you know how it is to being that you trying to hold your breath and they all up in your face and saying stuff, and then eventually it burned. I mean, everything was clear out when they were done. And it's funny when you outside and it's like a little shack and you in a line and you don't see what's going on in the shack, but you see the reaction of everybody coming out,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
passing out, people vomiting, and you the next to go in. So you know
Oh
how that
God.
felt building up, and then your turn is next.
It's like best to go first. It's best to go first.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I'm like, I don't come out like that. Yeah, I was like, no, I couldn't take it no more. I'm like, we are going through this door.
Jeez.
Yeah, but I think they still do it. I want to believe they still do.
Yeah, that's
No,
right.
that they get rid of that, man.
I really don't know, to be honest. I don't know.
Hopefully. So, Lorna, we coming down to the final stretch.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna ask you some questions, some brain busting questions. And Pang might have some. Karen might have some, but I gonna go first. Okay, you good?
Let me see if I can answer. Go ahead.
Okay. 5 dinner guests, dead or alive?
5 what?
5 dinner guests, dead or alive?
Dead or alive?
Yeah, 5
Okay.
dinner guests.
My mother, Kareem. Oh gosh, my cousin Brenda. Dead or alive? Denzel. That's the main man. Denzel ain't dead, but Denzel. Oh, and I have a friend in my battle buddy in Jacksonville, Tara.
Okay. Your favorite dish to cook?
That's a good one. I was gonna ask that.
Oh
I
my
really
bad.
don't have a favorite dish is cooking. I really don't.
Okay,
But
I'll switch it
but
up.
I'm gonna say, huh?
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I am going to say, dang, I don't, I
Which
don't
one get the
know.
best feedback that you cook? Like everybody does love. I put it that way.
My seasoned rice.
Okay. What
When
was
is the
your
next cookout?
I'll show up.
When is the next food
When I
sale?
have time to go back to Jacksonville to cook.
Favorite place two favorite places you travel to outside the US.
Two favorite places that I travel.
Yeah, outside the US.
Italy, that I like to go back there. And outside the US. Panama.
Okay.
I've been to one of the two.
Which one?
Panama.
Oh, okay.
Did you go to the
Canal?
was it, yeah, the canal?
Panama Canal.
Yeah. It's amazing.
That's the most amazing thing I've seen in my entire life.
Yeah, it's
No,
amazing.
hands down, Mumbai. That's the most amazing thing I've seen in my entire life. If you,
Yep.
that's what you should. Everybody should at least experience that once, seeing the canal. Like, so that you there on the railing, Mumbai. You know, you're not knowing what to expect. The water is your level. Next thing you know, you're gonna see the water, the water. You don't see the water moving, but like the whatever it is, it's gonna start moving back. The panel gonna start moving back, and then the water gonna start falling, and then all of a sudden you can see this big ship or whatever they coming through. Just like is one of the
Picture
most
picture the kitchen sink, and it got two sink. One full up, the ship move, one go down. That's the best way I could describe it.
right.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I've seen it on TV, but I haven't obviously seen it in real life.
Yeah, I like to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I got two more questions.
Mm-hmm.
Actress to play you in a movie.
An actress to play me
Yeah, to play your life
in a
story
movie.
in a movie. Yeah, who would you like that actor to be?
Ugh. Who can I say? What's this lady name? I just love her.
Angela
I
Bassett,
think her question. No, Elise.
Elise Neal?
Kimberly Elise.
Kimberly,
Kimberly
Elise Kimberly.
Elise?
With the big eyes.
Okay.
With the big eyes.
Kimberly Elise, yeah.
Yeah,
Kimberly
she
Elise,
could play
yeah.
Cicely Tyson too. She could
Okay.
play Cicely Tyson.
Okay, yeah. Okay, my final question. 5 words that describe you as a person.
Okay. Compassionate, trustworthy, dependent, funny, life at a party.
Those are good ones.
Yeah. That was you answered that was quick. That was pretty good. That was pretty
That's
good.
me.
Yeah, so that was my little brain busting questions. So you did good. You did good. You did real good.
Growing up in Raleigh, you used to watch a lot of basketball.
Yes, you missed the whole. You need to go back.
Oh, okay,
Do you
okay.
know David Sweeney? You know David Sweeney?
No.
Okay. Ask Zorro about David Sweeney. David Sweeney used to win all the dunk contests. I was telling them about the original man then.
Okay.
I used to be helping them score.
David Sweeney.
I used to be there. I used to been to all the games.
I met Kamasi and Kareem in Caribs camp. Whose decision was to let them go Caribs camp? Yours or I think you were with Warren at that time there. Whose decision was to let them go to the camp?
I think it was Warren, actually. I think it was Warren.
That's why
Because they went
that's
into
actually where I met.
because they went into basketball too, and he was into that.
Right. And that's actually where I met them. They were they're younger than me, but Kareem especially. Kareem was real good, and he was one of the better young boys in the camp. Like if not the best, it was between him and Sleepy, and there was another one from Mumbiju. I could never remember his name, but he used to hang with Naaman. But I could never remember his name. if Karim wasn't
I
the
might know
best,
them I may know them if I see them.
you would know them because all of
Yeah,
them used to hang out in from the Mumbiju crew, and
yeah.
and like I said, if at his age, if he wasn't the best, he was the second best out of all the kids his age. Well, even at, like the ones that like a year older than he was still better than them.
I always say Karim is my most athletic child,
Yeah,
and
he
then
very
Devante.
Yeah, he talented. He talented.
no Devant. I wish I was around Devante when more when he was in high school. I really I took Devante with me to a tournament up in
Atlanta.
not well we did one in Atlanta, but I took first before Atlanta we went North Carolina.
Yeah, not Carolina.
Yeah. And this dude amazed me, man. For somebody who ain't playing, even to this day, when I go and pick you up to come out and play ball with me, even to this day, I say, man, I wish I was around you when you were in high school. You wouldn't be here playing ball with me right now. You would be
He good. He good.
someplace. That dude is gifted.
He is. He is. And you know he used to play for Ed White.
Right. And he tell me he blew out his knee.
Gee, that's
Yeah.
tough. That's tough.
And I think they had put him on the varsity team, but Devante was always small. So
Right.
that was his problem.
Yeah, he puny, but I remember getting a call before he moved up. I remember getting a call from Warren to tell me to look out for he, not even knowing that he lived in the same neighborhood as me, just
Hmm.
right down the street from me.
Across the street.
I didn't even know that. I watching it. I driving for some reason. I was just driving slow. I think I was looking for something, so I was creeping down the road, and I seen this person riding a bike. And I saying, why does that dude look just like Warren, my son? And then I think about it. I remember Warren telling me his son coming up here. So
Hmm.
that's I reach out to Kareem, and Kareem said, "Yeah, we live right there in Spring Tree." And that's when I start coming over to get my hair cut.
Your haircut.
Right down the
Hmm.
street, Mumbai, like
That's
literally
crazy.
2 minutes away
Small
from me.
wall.
Small wall.
Tiny.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
Lorna, who would you like to see us interview on the podcast?
Man, y'all don't interview all the greatest that I could think of. Well, you said Sherry coming on.
Yeah, she's supposed to come on. Yeah.
Yeah, Sherry coming on. Um, I, yeah, that's the only person I could really think of, actually,
Okay.
that I know, but that been in sports and that was very good.
That's a good choice.
Hmm.
Yeah. Is there anything we didn't touch on or we didn't ask that you wanted to mention?
No, we talk about me growing up in Safarelli, me going playing basketball. I wish I had that picture. I was number 3. My hand was as long as the Bante own.
And he definitely got some long arms, man.
I got
So I know you will good at defense.
Yeah, so I wish I had that picture to show the basketball team from Arta. But yeah, like I said,
That'd be nice.
Central used to, oh gosh, they used to kill us. But yeah,
And
that was my thing. So now I just sit in my living room like I there to the game, front row. You know, I like Heat and I like Spurs. So I went to the Heat
Mm,
Spurs game. So Heat won and Spurs lose, but I still win. I mean,
right.
and if
right.
Spurs I win, I would have still win because
Yeah. You couldn't
and
lose
my
no way.
friends will tell me, you can't be like that. You have to pick a team. Listen, don't tell me what I have to do. I like Spurs and I like Heat. So
Yeah. You picked the team that win. So
Right.
yeah, any team win is the two of them is my
Right.
team. So
yeah,
I ain't gonna lose.
that's true. That's true. You want to do any you want to give any shout outs, any family members, your sons?
Well, I think Kareem was looking. He was
Mm.
watching. So give a shout out to him. One of my LTs that I was working with, she was on here. I saw her said something earlier. Lieutenant Triu, she gonna make a good officer. She got what it takes. She's a people person.
Nice.
So shout out to her if she's still on. If not, she'll go back and look at it. But so shout out to you guys to keep doing what you all doing. I mean, this is something that's very good. Bring people from home, people who live in the state, share their experiences.
Yeah,
I
true.
think we need to show more the younger generation at home, that life ain't have to be like that. They could do what we did.
Right.
Understand? And then we can also give back to them because I think right now they it kind of lost it. Something is missing,
Yeah.
and I don't think I think it's because they don't have like what we had back in the day. Like I said, at the time, projects was like the village. You say it takes a village. Well, the projects them home back in the day was a village. Now to me is they're just projects. Nobody's looking out for nobody. You
Right.
understand? So if we get back to being a village, looking out for each other and stuff like that, then we could start somewhere. So with you all doing this podcast here, and I was so proud. And when I go on Facebook, this is why I like Facebook. One, I get to find people that I went to school with that I haven't seen in years or talked to. Some of my classmates that I talk to now, we wasn't even friends in school. Okay.
Mm.
But this is a way to reach out and fill in the gaps.
That's
The
true.
other part is there's so many local people from home who have businesses right now that I am so proud. When I see the name pop up, this person got a store, this person selling this person is a chef. I'm like blown out. I'm like, man. And you know what? I used to tell myself I could, well, I still kind of saying it, but still, I could never go back home to live. But it's not because of the people. Don't get me wrong. It's about because of the things that's going on. And I'm not talking about the killing part, the government, the food being high. I get spoiled. I want to run to Walmart and buy something or run
That's
to
yeah.
food
And not pay an
open
arm
artist
and a
and shop.
leg.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I am proud to see that young people home now have businesses, like West Girl, the pet and pony thing that they have home, all them different stuff, by locals. It makes me feel good. At one point I stopped telling people to come to St. Croix to see what's going on because they really, to me, it really didn't have anything.
Right.
What we had, we lost it. So
It's
now
true.
I'm
Yeah.
seeing the building back. People starting to take back, have more pride now. So there's a gap that's missing. And I think for us, myself, y'all doing what y'all doing, could kind of like bring those young people in, to share with them. So for their children, because y'all realize how many fatherless children we gonna have on St. Croix
It's a
in the
lot.
Virgin Islands.
Lot.
When we gone, a lot,
A lot. Yeah.
a lot. We ain't gonna have like you Pang who take other people's children to show them different stuff, like Zoro them who mentor people kids or people who mentor Zoro, and them type of stuff. We don't that's going because we gonna all one day we all gonna leave. You understand? So we kind of like we need to mend the gap between the generation that we have now home and we need to show them different stuff. We need to get them involved in what's going on right now. Show them that there's different thing. And right now, to have a skill is the most important thing. College degree don't mean nothing right now.
Mm.
And for a couple years now, a college degree don't mean nothing. You have a skill, you could get so much with a skill because you could open your own business. You understand? So it's more
That's
about
true.
getting a skill to me than a degree. And I was kind of pissed off last week. They opened up the school. Okay, and they showed somebody was cooking. But you know what pissed me off? The stove was dirty in the school.
Oh
And
God.
me being a cook in the military, I
Jesus.
mean, if you're
Right.
going to show, if you're going to do it right, or don't do it at all.
Right.
And my thing was
Right.
not to showcase the kids them, yeah, oh, we starting cooking again in school, but the stove dirty, the floor needed to clean. I was irritated and I made a comment because it bothered me. You understand? Yes, I want you to bring those stuff back. I had those stuff in Arthur Richards, home economic with Miss Williams from Grove, Sharon Williams. We had all those stuff. Central had all kind of carpentry, plumbing. Bring them back. I agree with that. Bring them back into school. But if we're gonna do it the right way. Don't show them kids cooking nobody food in a dirty kitchen.
Right. It's
That
unacceptable.
really pissed me off. I was so
That's
irritated by that. I'm
crazy.
like, are you kidding me? And then when I started to read somebody, I said the same thing. I said, see, so it wasn't just me, you know. I mean, in the military, when I went to cook school, clean as you go. To tell you the truth, even my mother sometimes can't deal with me because soon as she put on a spoon, I wash it off. Like she do something, but it's as clean as you go. But you're showing the public that you're bringing these stuff back, but you're not doing it the right way. If you're
Right.
going to do something, do it right. So the next time they put that complex is they're doing baking or whatever it is they're doing, have the thing clean. The kitchen supposed, because when you cook, you're not gonna go cook no food for nobody in a dirty kitchen. You're not.
Yeah, it's true.
Exactly.
So I was pissed off about that.
Yeah, not just that, but it's the fact that they just open back up, and one of the reasons we want the public to be more clean, people to be more clean because of the
Right.
whole
That's what I'm
virus.
saying.
So,
That
you know,
floor
it's
could have
like
been. That floor needed to be buffed.
crazy.
You know how with them kitchen floor with the tiles and pat black and the stove dirty. I'm like, are you kidding? I kid you not. It been in the newspaper.
That's sad.
It been in the newspaper a couple weeks ago, and I was really annoyed. I'm like, so this what we doing for real? I'd have been pissed off if that was my child, because then you telling my child to cook in a dirty kitchen. Cooks don't cook in a dirty kitchen.
Right.
Ain't no way. Ask
That's
my
true.
children. If I come home and the kitchen ain't clean, guess who ain't gonna eat? Them. You know, if I go in my bed, you know why? 'Cause I don't eat for lunch. Seriously, you can't cook in a dirty kitchen. Ask them. Are you hungry? Okay. Well, who gonna wash the dishes? I don't care who wash it, as long as it get clean.
She said I'm going to sleep because I already eat lunch.
Yeah, but it's the truth.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
I mean,
That's
come
funny.
on now. I mean, I'm glad that they're bringing it back. Okay, the girls I'm doing here, but like I said, if you want to show it, do it the right way. Okay, have it, because when they go into a restaurant, it's not going to be like that.
Right.
They're gonna get dirty at some point, but you're not going. That's not what we're doing. That floor was nasty. That ain't just happened that day. That been there. And if you open a school, why you had somebody going and clean the school?
Right.
Right.
That's true.
So I was irritated about that.
Yeah.
Especially that you know the news coming in. Come on, man. Clean the kitchen.
Yeah, so you want to brag about something, but you're not doing it correctly. So yes, I was annoyed, and I did comment on it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Rightfully so.
So yeah, so y'all
Well,
I just want y'all to just keep doing what y'all doing. Bring all them young folks that's there. And just try to get them more involved and let them see there's more to it. You know, now what they have, like, they right now they're thinking that there's nothing, but no, there is something, because believe it or not, a lot of them have a lot of talent. You know, I'm seeing a lot of them into music and stuff like that. You know, just bring them out, showcase them. You know, I think they want to feel a part, and right now nobody's feeling a part. Well, the younger generation right now, they're more against than a part, because they don't know what to be a part of.
Right.
And that's an issue.
Yeah.
So that's it.
This has been great.
Man, Lorna, this was good, man.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
That's fun.
Thank
I
you for
enjoyed
hanging out
being
with us
here.
tonight.
Yes,
Yeah, me
yes.
too.
And being that this is Women's Month, I was glad to share my experience from growing up till going in the military. And hey, it's all about the female, right?
There you go.
True. That's facts.
Absolutely.
We keeping it together. See, we have a female BP.
Oh yeah.
So you know what's coming next. Leave it to us.
We gotta try and get it. We gotta try and get a VP on then.
As much as
trying to get a VPN.
as much as I respect Joe Biden and whatever, I'm like, you could have an accident so she could take over and be the first black president. I mean, just be in this mode.
This is our last episode. We out. This is our last episode, Karen.
Oh no,
This is our last.
I'm just saying, she'll run when she can, and hopefully she'll win.
No, she gonna listen. She gonna have your time. She gonna have her time. Listen, females, we could sweep, cook, fold clothes, talk on the phone, everything all at once. That's the difference between us and me. We know how to multitask. So they might need to try it. But I think it's gonna happen. But we're doing good. So I'm proud of the females that I saw before me that came on, sharing their experiences and stuff like that. A lot of them was when I knew them, they were babies. Now everybody grown, got their own business, doing their own thing. I can't believe that. I wish if I know it was you, I'd have had that thing that your mother take.
Right,
Like
yeah.
a queen of hearts. Yes, but it's good. Somebody's saying something, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Don't encourage me, Carrie Ann. Oh, please.
But yeah, y'all keep up the good job that y'all doing. And
Thank you. I appreciate
if
it.
there's
Appreciate it.
a session about anything else deep that we need to get into, I don't know. Just let me know if I can help. Like I said, my thoughts
Definitely.
right now with getting out of the military is to kind of like give back to help those with mental issue.
I'm with you on that
So like,
too. So definitely,
Right.
reach out to me. I definitely support you and help you, and definitely.
yeah, because it's a serious thing right now, and we need to help. We need to help.
Absolutely.
When
That's it for me.
also when you retire and you're doing a retirement celebration, if you want broadcast it live on the show, just let us know and we could.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah.
For real, yeah,
I
we could
would
broadcast it.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, you're right, Pine. That's true. We definitely do that for you.
Well,
That'd be
we
fun.
gonna see. We still got I
It's
still
your
got some months.
decision. So
No, I still have some months to work things out and see what's what. But this is yeah.
This is
This
it.
is I
Sure.
I did mine. My baby now is in leadership position, so I'm happy. I'm good with where I'm at right now.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you. You're
Yeah.
welcome. You're
Andre Titus
welcome.
Jr. Yeah, Andre
Huh?
Titus Jr. Andre Titus. That's from Andre Titus Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hey, I like it. Trust me, I like it. It is what it is. I'm a people person. I'm about taking care of people because we need, and believe it or not, we need each other.
facts.
And you
Very
never
true.
know who you're gonna run into at any given point. So it is what it is, and I'm here for it. But see my shirt? It says "fragile like a flower." Not fragile like a flower, but fragile like a bomb.
Ah, nice.
Female veteran.
That's cool.
Oh, that's awesome. I like
That's
that.
fancy. I like
That's one
that.
of your production.
No, I actually ordered this from somebody off of online. Somebody was saying something. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. I was hoping that Tegan come on, but he didn't. He
That's
may not
his.
know me.
That's his sister that just comment that last
Yeah, that's
comment.
Oh,
his
that's
sister.
his sister? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Devante used to talk about Tegan
Yeah.
a lot.
He can't make it on during the weeks. During the weeks.
Oh,
So
okay.
Yeah,
for the last
busy
few,
raising the next group of basketball players from the VI.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
So
a good thing.
yeah.
That's a good. Hey, that's a good thing. We gonna get some NBA. Oh, we're gonna have some NBA players and some football players, female and male. We gonna have them out of the Virgin Islands. We on the rise, and that's
Yeah,
what
we
we
got
need
to
to
be.
get to.
So what time?
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
our
this is
time
our
now.
time. It
Yeah,
is.
it's our
It
time.
is our time.
Yeah.
It is our time.
You know.
So I thank you guys for letting me share my experience with
Yeah.
you
Thank
guys.
you.
It was awesome,
It
and y'all
was.
get to find out some stuff that
Right.
some people get to find out stuff about me they didn't know. Like
Which
being
is
Miss
what it's
Walter and
about.
Hodge, the one and only.
Yeah.
But Zora them know. Zora them know. See, I could wear boots, I could wear stilettos, but I can't no more. My knees bad. I could wear all the shoes. I could play my part. So I'm good. I'm good right now. And Pang, when I get back to Jacksonville, when I take leave, like for a couple of days, then I'll cook. Because trust me, my
Yeah.
supervisor keep asking me the same thing. When are you coming back? soon. Right now, I'm about making that money right now. I'm about to get out of the military. I need to make some money.
There you
I
go.
I
don't
got
blame you.
mortgage to pay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So, I thank you guys again. So,
Thank you.
and
Thank
just
you.
keep up the good work.
Thank you. We
Thanks.
Keep up the
appreciate it.
good work.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your time and energy and your story with us. It was amazing. So thanks.
Yes, you guys are welcome, 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 welcome.
So one more, Miss Dot. Oh, go ahead, Punk.
No, I was just gonna say thank you, Lorna. Thank you for everybody for hanging out with us. And like I always say, there's no us without you. So keep the views coming.
Yes, 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 yes.
So Lorna, you gotta take us out.
What do you want me to tell you?
Say every like, hey, it's been great. You need podcast. We out
No,
something. I don't know
no,
something.
but it's been. I just said it. It's been great. I enjoyed you guys. Thank you guys for having me. Um, just keep doing the good work and filling in the gaps. You guys make it real comfortable for people to come on and express whatever it is the topic is. It's really was a wonderful experience for me. I could go back and look at it. There you go. For
Right.
somebody who didn't like to talk in front of people, but because hey, I sell paparazzi jewelry, so I did live, so I get accustomed to talking in front of the camera. So yeah, I'm all good. But yeah,
Nice.
so yeah, thank you guys. And Mama, you say you're in
Orlando.
Orlando?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Maybe I'll hit you up.
Yeah, I need to
Yeah,
connect.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
I need to meet
Yeah,
up by what the chef name, Mumba?
Chef Vern
Sigma.
Thomas.
Yeah,
who?
I need to meet Island
Where is this place at?
Over by Avalon,
Okay, you got yeah. We could do
East
that.
Orlando. Okay, yeah, for sure.
Ooh, yeah, we could do that. We could do that.
Okay, yeah, because Dwayne coming in town too, so we could make something happen
Is it this
Yeah, just
weekend?
let me know.
this weekend. Yeah,
Just let me know. No, not this weekend. I
yeah.
think I got to babysit this weekend.
Just let me know. Let me know.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll introduce you to him
not
too.
this weekend. And and the weekend is seen like when it's time to relax. Somebody always want to come visit your site. So you always got to be on your P's and your Q's. Like when I go home, my mother to tell me your phone don't stop ring. You don't stop work. Hey, the higher you guys, the more responsibility. So when that phone ring and you see that colonel or that major or that captain calling, you go answer that phone. So it is what it is.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, it was great.
So thank you guys once again for having me.
Awesome. No
And
problem.
I will encourage my friends and family who wasn't, watching. Stay tuned and check you guys out. Check you
Please.
Thank
guys
you.
out. And remember,
Good night.
I'll let you know. But it's not this weekend though. This weekend I got
Yeah.
something going on.
Yeah,
And
just
then we
let me
could
know.
do. Okay, and then we could work on that other project.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we could definitely try to put something together for the other project because I'm all about giving back.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be good.
All righty, so it's been real, and I will see you guys. My morning starts again, meeting, and then soldier business.
Well, take care of yourself, Lorna. We're gonna see you soon, and it's been real. Love
Yeah,
the
for
Yeah.
show.
sure. Yeah, good
All
night,
righty, thank
everybody.
you guys.
Have a good night,
Okay,
everyone.
peace.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.